everybody? Shampoo here, and we are about to start the Punk Hazard arc impressions, guys. A few things I want to say before we get into this arc, guys. Sad to say that this will actually be the last arc impression I do, okay? Besides this, it might be some previous ones, specifically one more, which would be the Alabasta arc, because I previously said that I kind of owed that to everybody. So if they wanted to see that still, I'll put that out there. Otherwise, I'll just step away from it. The reason why this is the last arc is because I fully caught up with One Piece. I'm doing episode reviews now and chapter reviews for those of you that didn't know. So I don't really need to go ahead and redo all the arcs and stuff if I'm fully caught up and doing the reviews like that. So guys, I hope you guys enjoy this without a doubt, and hopefully after this is over with, I hope you guys go ahead and check out my episode and chapter reviews as I continuously go through them from here on out, guys. And yeah, let's go ahead and get into this. Okay. Alright. So they're ascending from Fishman Island, right? And on the way up, they're actually running into these sea of these big ass whales, yo, like Laboon and shit, right? So as they ascend, they actually get on the surface and they actually arrive in the New World. And as they're sailing, they actually get this call on the den that they have, and it's crying hard as shit, right? And they pick it up and shit, and it's this guy on the other line, and he's yelling for his boss, like, boss, come and save us and all this shit. And he's talking about this samurai that's killing everybody one by one. And Luffy's up there, he's like, look, I'm not your boss. Where are you? And he's like, Punk Hazard. I was like, okay, Punk Hazard, here we go. And this guy's also talking about how cold it is, right? And Robin's like, you know, it's a trap. And Usopp is like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? And Zoro, he's wondering about the samurai he's talking about. And Brook starts talking about the samurai from Wano Kuni and shit, how they're fucking beasts and how the Marines don't even fuck with them. But Frankie's like, Wano Kuni? Like, what are you talking about, Brook? This dude said Punk Hazard. You know what I'm saying? And then Luffy's like, look, I don't care. Let's go save this guy. You know what I'm saying? And Nami, of course, she's like, I don't know about all this. You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, your boy Smoker and Tashigi, bad as hell, son, are actually trying to track down the Straw Hats on the way to Punk Hazard. So they get there, right, and they see this fucking burning sea shit. They fucking just on flames everywhere. So the Straw Hats go ahead and, you know what, we're going to go ahead and draw straws to see who's going to go handle business, see who's going to go to Punk Hazard, right? So they go ahead and draw straws, and it actually ends up being Zoro, Luffy, Usopp, and Robin that actually go ahead and win to actually go ahead and go on the island and shit, right? So Nami goes ahead and makes this cloud road like the ones that were on Skypiea, right? She done leveled up the game, son! So she goes ahead and makes that shit, and they make their way towards there on the Mini Mary. And then your boy Zoro actually calls out Usopp on letting out his inner bitch. Why goddamn Robin stays in beast mode, yo. Composure, everything, just like what? And goddamn Usopp was sitting there crying and shit. Come on, gotta man up, Usopp, no time, son. So they arrive on shore, and Punk Hazard is supposed to be vacant, alright, due to some event that happened years back and shit. And they actually see the world government fucking logo and stamp up there with the Marine shit on the big ass gate that says Punk Hazard and everything. And everything's burning up, it's all on fire and everything. So what the fuck's going on here? They pull up the Mini Mary on the shore, and Usopp's like, you know what? We need to go on back, you know what I'm saying? He's like, let's get the fuck out of here. So, like, typical Luffy fashion, you know what I'm saying? They go ahead and bust through anyways. And they're actually walking through, and everything's burning and shit, looks devastated and everything. And fucking Luffy is calling out to the guy saying, hey, we're here to save you and all this shit. And they're like, hold on, I thought they were saying this place was supposed to be cold. Like, what the fuck's going on here? But meanwhile, Nami is back on the Sunny with the rest of the crew, being a weathering monster, yo. And she looks up at the clouds like, you know what? The clouds don't look right. Like the clouds look like half of the island is in wintertime or something, yo. I was like, God damn. You a beast! Let's go! Back as we get with Luffy and everybody else, as they keep going, they eventually run into a fucking dragon, son! And they're in fucking disbelief and shit. And this motherfucker's like, who are you? And they're like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Luffy's like, that motherfucker just spoke to me. Like, this motherfucker just spoke to me. Y'all niggas hear this shit? This motherfucker talking. I don't think y'all motherfuckers opening your ears. You better watch your earlobes, goddammit. This motherfucker talking to me. And this motherfucker's about to fucking flame burn them on their asses, yo. Next thing you know, you just raining fire all over them. Straw Hats go ahead and dodge out the way. This dude Usopp thinks they're dreaming and shit. And fucking Luffy goes up by his fucking face and fucking just like tries to goddamn jet bullet that motherfucker in the face like, dang, yo. But he wasn't expecting this motherfucking scales to be hard as nails, son. He was like, what the fuck is that shit? Dragon just takes his tail and just smacks Luffy out of the fucking way, yo. Just, take it. And then your boy Zoro goes in, you know what I'm saying? And as he's going in to go ahead and make his move, he fucking hears the dragon say something else, like he can sense their auras and shit. And Zoro's like, whoa, hold up a second, son. The dragon just said something else. Like, hold up, Luffy, I think you're right. And Luffy's like, I told you this motherfucker talk. But then Zoro comes at him with that three-sword style ultra hunt, son. Dang, yo! But he won't ready though. He won't wait. He saw how hard the dragon scales were. This shit's strong as a bitch, yo. And then fucking Zoro goes ahead and blocks the dragon that's trying to eat him and shit. The next thing you know, Luffy come at him, son. Just kicks him hard as shit in the stomach. Just like, what? You ever see motherfuckers just kick in the door on somebody like they need to get in? Like it's important and shit. He's like, motherfucker, what, yo? He kicked the shit out of that motherfucker in the stomach. I was like, damn. Okay. Then the goddamn dragon starts to fly up and shit. And then it fucking spouts another fucking flame burn him at the ass, yo. But everybody fucking dodges this shit. And then it's like, yo, are y'all friends of the warlords? And they're like, what the fuck this dragon is talking about? We friends of the warlords? What the fuck's going on? Luffy propels himself on top of the dragon. And he finds out that there's actually somebody on the damn dragon. Luffy eventually makes the dragon bite his own fucking wings, son, and actually makes the guy fall off the goddamn dragon, and Usopp catches him and shit. And motherfucking Zoro one sword styles the fuck out of that dragon hard as shit. And then motherfucker come to find out, this goddamn dude that fell off is just half a goddamn body. Meanwhile, back on the Sunny, Sanji is just getting nice on the stove, yo, cooking up some monstrous shit, right? Just going hard on it. He goes up topside, he finds everybody has been put to sleep by some goddamn sleeping gas and shit. And Sanji actually took some in, and as he's trying to fucking struggle to goddamn hit up Luffy with the den and shit, he actually doesn't, and he actually can't do it in the amount of time. He actually gets knocked out. And these motherfucking Aqua Astronaut motherfuckers, yo, just tie up everybody on the goddamn ship. I was like, oh damn, the fuck's about to go down now. Now back with Luffy, Robin, Zoro, and Usopp, as they keep pushing on, they actually eventually come up to a point when they can see the rest of the island. And this is when they see the actual winter side of the island and shit, right? So they're seeing it, and Usopp's like, you know what, I think we should go back to the Sunny. We need to go back and shit, you know what I'm saying? I don't know about this. I ain't really feeling this like that. Fucking Luffy is going crazy. He's excited as shit. He wanted to just go, you know what I'm saying? And goddamn, Usopp seems to spot something that seemingly looked like an angel or something. You know what I'm saying? Like a shit with wings and shit. He gets kind of a glimpse at it. It's like, what the fuck? Did y'all see that shit? Meanwhile, Nami, Frankie, Sanji, and Chopper find themselves awoken in this room, and they've actually been captured. due to that goddamn sleeping gas and shit, right? But they find themselves greeted by a goddamn face in the corner of the room that's chopped up in pieces, and they're shook like, what the fuck? Is that a face? Holy shit. They're all like, what the fuck, tripping balls and shit. They start putting this goddamn face together like a goddamn puzzle and everything. Still going crazy like, oh shit, motherfucker, this face shit. Goddamn Chopper got a fucking holy cross on him and shit. That means the fucking evil spirit and everything, yo. I was like, get the fuck out of here, yo. And the face is like, nah, ain't no goddamn evil spirit. I was cut up like this. I don't even know why I'm alive like this. This shit don't make no sense. Being cut down by my enemies caused mad shame upon me. I was like, whoo, okay. After someone get the face together, the goddamn face and Nami start getting into it and shit. They start talking to each other, and right? And the face is like, damn, I feel sorry for you in a way. It feels like I can see that your clothes have been stripped from you, girl. I feel that you've been stripped of your clothes, girl. And she's like, I haven't been stripped of shit. This is how I rock my shit. You don't like it? Go sit down in the corner. He's like, I love that shit. Goddamn Sanji is pissed and just kicking his fucking face into the goddamn wall, son. I was like, yo, you don't mess with Nami or nobody when Sanji's around, yo. You gonna feel that black leg, son. Says what it is. So as time goes on, this face finds out that Nami and everybody that's in the room with him are pirates, and this motherfucker detests pirates. He doesn't want to work with them. He won't want nothing to do with them. You know what I'm saying? So what happened is that Frankie's like, you know what? We get beast mode to get up out of here, yo. Radical beam, yo. This man just blows a huge goddamn hole in the wall. And it's like, boom, doors open. Let's go. And then Sanji goes ahead and reveals that this fucking face, this head, is actually a samurai because they had one of the fucking pieces of his head all fucked up and shit. And then he goes ahead and he's talking about, look, the reason why we're here is because we got a distress signal from somebody saying that you were cutting up motherfuckers. You were killing them one by one. And the head was like, hold up. I wouldn't shamelessly and mercilessly slay people like that. I'm here to save my son. And anybody that gets in my way, get shitted on. So Sanji and Nami and everybody decide to go ahead and take the goddamn samurai head with them. So as they're going, they actually run into this room where these goddamn overgrown kids. They're like, what the fuck? These motherfuckers is huge. And then the kids are going crazy over fucking Frankie. Like, oh my god, it's a fucking robot. Like, holy shit, he's so cool and all this stuff. Now, out of nowhere, this goddamn head starts asking about his son. Like, have you seen my son, Momonosuke? And the kids are going crazy. Like, what the fuck is a talking head? What the hell's going on here? That ain't no normal shit. And then everybody starts running and shit, right? And then goddamn... those motherfucking Aqua Teen astronaut looking motherfuckers start coming in there and shit with their old gas mask and shit on. And then everybody starts running and shit. And but the whole time, goddamn, this samurai head is still asking about Momonosuke and shit, talking about his son. And Nami fucking slaps the shit out of him, talking about shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? We gotta get the fuck up out of here. And the goddamn head is like, oh my god, I've been fucking hit by a woman. Holy shit, I need to fucking take a fucking dagger and stab myself in the stomach and end my life and shit. I was like, get the fuck out of here, yo. Holy shit. Now everybody's running, right? And the kids are like, y'all, can y'all take us home? Can you save us? I need y'all to save us and everything. Talking to Frankie and goddamn Nami and everything, right? But they're like, well, look, we ain't got no time to save y'all or nothing. So the kid's like, well, can you please come back? We know there's no town outside. We're not sick anymore. We want to go home. We just want to see our parents and shit, right? I was like, damn, man, like, what the fuck's going on with this? You know, and they're pleading for them to actually come back. And at that point, Nami's just looking at him. And I feel that emotion, yo. I was like, Nami about to declare war right there. And sure enough, she did, son. She said, let's save these children. And Sanji's like, Nami, they said they're sick. And we're not a charity. And Nami's like, I know that shit, but how am I supposed to turn my back on when children are asking me to help them, to save them? How can we do that? These Aqua Teen Hunger Force motherfucking gas mask astronaut motherfuckers is still following them, and they got their gas guns out, but they ain't want to shoot them because they ain't want to affect the kids. But at this point, they're like, fuck it, we gotta do this, because if we don't, the Straw Hats and everything, they're gonna go ahead and escape. Yo, at that point, yo, my boy Sanji, yo, he go ahead and spark that stove, he just, yo, he fucking jump on that bazooka, son. He fucking hit with that GI, what they call you, strike and shit on, yo. He just told him so hard, son. How you jump on a nigga's weapon and then do that to him, yo. Why you do that to him and dance on his face? Let's go. And then goddamn Chopper hit him with that kung fu point. And then goddamn Frankie hit him with that strong right fucking rocket punch, yo. And then the fucking goddamn Sanji and Frankie decide to go ahead and stay back and handle business, while Chopper and Nami and the kids go ahead and hightail the fuck up out of there. And Chopper's given the job of protecting Nami, right? But Sanji makes it clear right then and there, yo. He makes it clear. He's like, I ain't do this shit for the kids. I did this for Nami, I was like, okay, yo. Do what you do, let's go! Now, meanwhile, back with Luffy, Usopp, Zoro, and Robin, right? They actually get in contact with Brook. And they actually, the reason why Brook wasn't with Nami and them is because they just thought, those motherfuckers just thought that he was just a stack of bones. They didn't really see him as much. So they left goddamn Brook alone, right? So Brook's there and he sees this goddamn massive goddamn building in front of him, because he's on the winter side of the goddamn island too, right? And then they're like, you know what, we're gonna meet up ASAP. And then all of a sudden, this goddamn centaur tries to come up and do something to Luffy, but goddamn Robin just smacks his ass up. But it's crazy, because this whole entire time, ever since the half body fell off the dragon and shit, fucking Luffy has been fucking running around with his motherfucker attached to him like it was nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, oh, I love this shit in my legs. So like, what the fuck is wrong with you, Luffy? And it's a goddamn centaur, what the fuck? So meanwhile, while all this is happening, we actually meet back up with G5, yo, with Smoker and Tashigi, right? And they're still trying to get the fuck Hazard, right? And they're on the winner side, okay? Now, through Smoker, we actually find out that the island is the way it is from a chemical weaponry thing that happened with Vegapunk 4 years ago, okay? But 2 years ago, the island was just abandoned, right? But here's the thing about it. The reason why the island is split in half, one side is fire and one side is ice. When I heard this shit, I was like, oh my fucking god. It's because of the goddamn match between Akainu and Aokiji. I was like, what the fuck, yo? How is your fight that monumental that you can literally split a goddamn island in half, and not just that, you can change the climate? Are you serious? You are a fucking monster, a beast. You are a gargantuan galactic hero. You are not even of this world if you could do that shit. Holy shit. These motherfuckers, you know what? Nothing explains that shit. You what? Perfectly in half? Winter? Fire? Get shitted on? Anyways, Smoker and everybody into Tashigi, they're actually blasting through these ice walls and shit, trying to make their way to the island and everything. And then Luffy, Zoro, Robin, and Usopp, they actually find a way to this lake, right? Because they're still leaving the fire side of the island to go to the winter side. So they run into this lake, and goddamn Luffy and Robin is thinking to themselves, you know what? How about we ride Zoro and Usopp so we can get across, because we can't swim. You know what I'm saying? And Usopp like, what the fuck? Hell no, you ain't riding on us. So Usopp, like always, in the clutch, makes a banana boat so they can go ahead and start sailing over, right? So they're sailing, and all of a sudden that goddamn centaur from before and shit comes and fucking launches a big ass boulder at him, son. Just like, take it, bitch. You know what I'm saying? And Luffy is like, hey, you want to join our crew? And Zoro's like, what the fuck? You keep asking everybody to join the crew. We ain't taking those goddamn new recruits. The fuck? And the goddamn centaur's like, boss, the intruders are coming and shit. And then all we see is a silhouette of motherfucking goddamn centaurs and shit with this big ass motherfucker behind them, yo. Just like, holy shit, son. Like, what the fuck is this all about? So he starts thinking that the Straw Hats that he sees right here are actually the guys that's been going ahead and attacking his men. But meanwhile, while this is happening, we actually see goddamn Sanji and Frankie, and these cats are still super, yo! Still going hard and shit, and these motherfucking goddamn gas mask dudes, yo, right? They go ahead and switch from the goddamn sleeping gas to the poisonous gas because the kids aren't around no more and they're dealing with the Straw Hats and wanted to go ahead and dead their asses in. Next thing you know, Sanji and shit, they started fucking taking off their gas masks and shit so that they would be fucking victims of that shit too. And while this is happening, Brook is being attacked by a dude with no head and no legs. Just a torso with goddamn fucking blades just going at him and shit. And meanwhile, at the same time, Smoker and Tashigi, the G5 Marines, actually get on the shore of Punk Hazard. They walk up to the big ass goddamn gate, but guess what? The lab gate is held down by none other than Calm, Cool, and Collected Law, son, holding it down. And this is when we actually find out that Law, in order to get his title as a warlord, son, to get that title, he fucking shipped 100 pirate hearts to the front gates of the Marines HQ like it was nothing. Room, bitch! Go hard. But your boy Smoker, he ain't budging though. You know what I'm saying? He's like, look, Law, this island is off limits. You ain't supposed to be here. You know what I'm saying? And actually going back to Nami, Chopper, and the kids still running, they actually run to this part of the lab and shit, of the fucking facility and shit, and the kids are freaking out, like they're shook, like, I don't like this room's scary as a bitch, yo. And then they look around, and there's all these goddamn frozen bodies and shit all around the place, and then goddamn fucking Nami and Chopper start fucking freaking out too, like, holy shit. And I'm wondering, like, damn, what's up with all these goddamn frozen bodies? What the fuck? And as we get back with Sanji and Frankie, they actually just got done taking out the garbage, yo. In the motherfucking face, yo, the fucking head is all pissed off and shit. Like, he's aggravated and everything. He's aggravated at them because he doesn't want to be indebted to them and everything because they're pirates and shit. But he's like, oh, I want to look for my son and all this, and I don't want your help and all this. And Sanji is just like, he gets pissed and he just smacks the shit out of him, and then they start making moves. Now, at this point, back with Smoker and Law, Smoker is actually questioning Law about Luffy and past events, right? And then he's like, Smoker's like, look, just let us in, let us see inside. We want to see what's going on. And Law's like, this is my villa. You know what I'm saying? This is my spot. I'm telling you, you ain't coming up in here. You know what I'm saying? You ain't doing none of that. Smoker ain't budging, though. Next thing you know, Law looks behind like, what the fuck? Then it's the goddamn Straw Hats with the kids just hauling ass towards the exit and shit. And they running, they run into the goddamn cold. They're like, oh shit, it's fucking freezing. Fucking idiots. And the goddamn Straw Hats witness Law and shit and Smoker, and they actually think that Law's the one actually keeping the kids and shit, right? And they're like, oh, you're not getting them back and shit. So they start they do a 180 and try to find a different exit and shit, right? And then, of course, Frankie and the kids is keeping it super! Yo, it's what they do, son! But at this point, your boy Smoker was heated because he was like, hold up, you had the nerve to lie to me and say that you was alone? When you ain't alone? Then Law was like, look, I didn't know they were here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know they were here. What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Goddamn, Tashigi's like, come on, man, we're gonna capture those Straw Hats. You know what I'm saying? They start making their move and shit. And Smoker's like, yo, wait. And this is when your boy Law gets serious, son. He just look at him, point at him, be like, room. Then he's like, Jack, lift. Yo, he fucking brings up their whole ship with the water in the mid-air, hovering over them and shit, yo. And Smoker's like, what are you doing? Get the fuck out of here. He's outclassing you, son. You're about to get shitted on. And then meanwhile, back with Luffy, they're actually still on the boat, but they're getting shot at by them centaur motherfuckers, yo. And their boss is actually he used to be a pirate that was worth 80 million belly, right? And their goddamn boat flips over and shit. And goddamn Zoro and Usopp are carrying Luffy and Robin. And then Zoro's like, here, take this dude, yo. I'm about to get serious, son. 3 sword style for real, yo. And then out of nowhere, he just gets fucking dragged down into the water, son, by a fucking shark. Then they take aim, and they're about to fire, but they can't, because your boy Brooks styling on them, baby. Yes, this man froze their gun barrels and shit, and then he was just shitting on their chest. They couldn't do nothing about it. And then these motherfucking centaur dudes and the boss is looking in the lake, and he notices all the goddamn sharks are belly side up. Get shitted on! Not 1, not 2, but 3 sword style. Let's go! Man, they all come out of the water freezing, yo. But Robin looking like a beast, just yo, looking like a straight monster, son. And they do look fucking crazy in the eye and shit, yo. And the boss spots Luffy. He's like, hold up, that is the Straw Hat. I know this motherfucker, yo. And now the boss is fucking shook, yo. But the Straw Hats, you know what I'm saying, that just came out of the water, they are keen on them like goddamn prey, yo. They hunting on their prey because they about to get some warm ass clothes. And at this point, we go back to seeing Law looking at them fucking running, the Straw Hats, looking at them Nami, Chopper, Sanji, Frankie, and them running. He's like, hold up, I don't want these dudes running away like that, yo. Man, he hits that room. Yo, he hits that shit up, son. Then he's like, shambles. I was like, what, yo? How'd you say that? Say it again. Shambles. I was like, yo, this man is too slick and nice with it, but he ends up mind fucking them all. And what happens is that Nami's in Frankie's body, Frankie's in Chopper's body, right? Sanji's in Nami's body, and fucking Chopper is in Sanji's body. What the fuck, yo? And they don't even notice it yet. But your boy Law at this point, he's still instilling fear on the Marines, yo. Putting in work on them, just like, I'm too intimidating for that ass, you know what I'm saying? And they're like, you know what, we're gonna report you in. We're gonna report you in to home base and all this shit. Next thing you know, Law just takes all their den-dens, like, give me that shit. You ain't reporting the damn thing, yo. And then goddamn Smoker, he lost patience. He lost patience at this point. He's like, you know what? I'm going in. And he starts going in, son. But the thing is that they're still in the room shit. They're still in Law's goddamn fucking surgical masterpiece. So when that man Law slices motherfucking Marines, some of the Marines got fucking cut up. And that's when Smoker's like, look, men, when you're inside his dome, you are on his operating table. The surgeon of death, son. Straight beast, yo. Surgical monster. You can't handle that. And then Tashigi out of nowhere, son. She tries to get at fucking Law too. Coming at him, dashing at him, just ready to go. Smoker's like, hold up. Like, no, don't do it, don't do it. Your hockey ain't beast enough. Next thing you know, yo, motherfucking Tashigi gets cut in half. And now Tashigi is in 2 pieces, feeling like straight dog shit. What a shame. And what happens is, when you get cut down by Law, he's a surgical monster, yo. The surgeon of death. When you get cut down in this room shit, right, he control all that shit. So when you get cut in half, right, you still alive. You still moving. And Tashiki's on the ground, cut up in 2 pieces, you know what I'm saying? And then she's looking at Law, like, Law, if you're gonna cut me down, at least let me die. And then Law's looking at her like, so you a true swordsman at heart, huh? He was like, well, remember this shit. The weak don't get to choose how they die. Mentally destroyed. Tashiki crying a river at this point. Oh, I was like, what? What? In that very instant, just Tashigi mentally destroyed by law. The weak don't get the truth out of that. Get shit wrong. Let's go. Tashigi just mortified and shit, you know, she pissed as hell, yo, you know what I'm saying? She tries to get at him again, so I'm like, trying to get up off the ground, coming at him again, but she can't. And then the Marines fucking shoot at fucking Law, and then he uses their own bullets on them. And at this point, your boy Smoke creeps up on him and just fucking chokeslams the shit out of Law, yo. Then he's about to rain down that goddamn fucking sword on his ass, like, about to bring it down on him. But your boy Law creep up out of it and shit. I was like, okay, it's about to get real serious now. Mad Smoke is still going at him, yo, going hard as shit, right? When the Marines are fucking escaping out of the bubble and everything, but their damn ship is all fucked up. And while this is happening, back with Luffy and shit, right? They're actually riding on top of the goddamn Centaur boss, the goddamn Croctor motherfucker, yo. He's like an alligator, a crocodile, goddamn leggings and shit, right? And they're riding on top of him, and they hear all this noise and shit happening, wonder what's going on. But meanwhile, we actually see what's going on inside the research facility, and it seems like everybody's calling this guy Master. And the Master seems like at this point he's being shown by like this gas, you know what I'm saying, like this smoky gas fucking figure and shit, right? And it seems as if him and Law are kind of working together. And actually, Usopp, he saw that seemingly like, you know, angel looking female, right? And it actually turned out that she was a goddamn harpy and shit, and she's actually working with the Master and all that. So it's about to get real deep now. And that goddamn harpy's name is Monet. But as we go back outside, Smoker and Law still going at it hard as shit. And even at one point, motherfucking Law cut their goddamn ship in half, yo, utterly destroyed. The boy Law is like lifting up icebergs in front of Smoker and shit, but Smoker's like cutting through him and everything. And then Law tells him something. He's like, look, there's something that you can't see. And then Law uses that scalpel move, yo, and then snatches Sir Smokes a lot harder right out of his fucking body, yo. Killer, where you at, son? Nowhere, yo, nowhere. That is a heart grab for your ass right there, son. What? And then here comes Luffy, happy as shit to see Law and everything because he saved his life before. And Law's like, look, don't feel indebted to me. I did it on a whim. We're pirates. Remember that shit? Remember that shit, goddammit. Alright then, we should be cool. But you know how Luffy is. And at this point, the Tashigi, right? She's actually put back together. But Tashigi and the Marines actually notice Smoker's out for the count. So they rush towards him and shit. Tashigi gets up in there, notice that goddamn Smoker has a fucking hole in his body and shit. And she is bawling, son. Bawling, yo. I was like, damn, yo, that's some camaraderie right there, yo. I feel that pain, yo. She was pissed off to the core. And while she's crying and pissed as ever, Law goes, shambles. Yo, trade places, bitch. Straight swapped them up. So now they switch roles, yo. Smoker is in Tashigi's body, and Tashigi's in Smoker's body. I was like, god damn, yo. Law's fucking around with everybody. And then Law tells Luffy, like, look, y'all go around back. We'll talk and meet later. And then Law goes inside and Luffy ends up leaving. Meanwhile, with Sanji and the others, they realize, like, what the hell's going on? They realize that they swapped places and shit, right? And then all Sanji wants, as they're running, is a goddamn camera and a mirror so he can fucking take pictures of himself and shit, right? And goddamn Nami, since he's in Frankie's body, is bitching at him because of it. And eventually, after more complaining about the cold and the weather and all that shit, the goddamn samurai head is like, look, put a stone or a leaf on top of your head or something, and, you know, I'll take care of it. So they're like, what the fuck's going on? So they go ahead and do that, and boom, he conjures up goddamn coats and all this shit for him and everything, right? And they're like, oh shit, thank you, what the fuck? And then he's like, well, basically, I ate this fruit one day, and it pretty much allows me to be able to disguise myself and all this shit. shit, do stuff like that. Like, oh damn, that's beast right there. So now they actually reunite with Luffy and the others, and they actually explain the situation, especially about the body swap shit. And fucking Sanji is loving it, yo. Man, he is fucking loving it like crazy. Fucking flashing Nami's titties and shit like, oh! I was weak as shit, yo. And then fucking Nami's in Frankie's body, and she's about to beat the shit out of him, yo. And then Chopper's like, hold up, yo, you gonna kill yourself. You gonna kill Nami if you do that shit. I was weak as hell, man. And then Nami's so aggravated, she starts putting down terms. She's like, okay, 200,000 belly for touching my body, and 100,000 belly for peeping. Yo, I be a broke ass motherfucker, yo. I'm just keeping it real. And goddamn, everybody fucking Luffy and shit, and Usopp weak as hell, laughing their asses off, man. Go ahead. So at this point, since Luffy is there, the goddamn samurai head has his legs now. So now it's a fucking head with legs and shit. Like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? And as they're talking and catching up and everything, we actually see that the G5 Marines are actually in kind of like this cave shelter on the opposite side of their location on the island and everything. And we actually see that Tashigi and Smoker actually swapped up in their bodies and shit. And goddamn, Smoker, he's in her body and shit. He got her cleavage all showing, just like he be rocking his shit all out and shit. Goddamn Tashigi just like blah blah speaking and splat out, yo. I was like, goddamn Tashigi, you bad as the best, yo. And then he got the goddamn fucking cigar in his mouth, smoking, sure smokes a lot, yo. I was weak. I was like, okay, yo, you going hard right now, Smoke. And as Tashigi, the Marines, and Smoker start breaking stuff down, Tashigi actually points out that she remembers seeing that CC logo kind of engraved into the dendens that they were using, and also the ship that was outside. And this is when Smoker comes to the conclusion that it's actually Caesar Clown, right? And there's like, that's who must be like going around like doing this shit, whatever's like, he's involved with something in this bitch, right? And we find out that he was actually Dr. Vegapunk's former colleague. So now Tashigi is actually coming up with this hypothesis, alright? With this some type of conclusion because of what she knows about the kids disappearing and everything, and around the area, and what she knows about seeing the kids there, like wondering why the fuck the kids there, like what the fuck's going on? Like I'm wondering why too. Like she's like, okay, I think someone from G5 is covering up what's going on here. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh shit. So after she gets done breaking that down, Smoker tells some of his men to go out there and steal that fucking ship, yo. That Caesar ship that's out there, while they go ahead and try to get his heart and body back. And while this is happening, this is when we get a fucking visual on goddamn Caesar. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker, yo. This dude, you know what? I'm gonna get into how much I hate this dude eventually, yo. This motherfucker gets a confirmation from Joker talking about you can get rid of the straw hats and the fucking G5 and shit. But at the same time, I'm like, who the fuck is Joker? Where this dude come from? Who the fuck this motherfucker is masked man? Yo, fuck this dude. But anyways, back with Luffy and shit and everybody, Chopper actually made like these little signs, these little icons to kind of distinguish everybody for who was who, so they know exactly who the fuck they talking to, because motherfucking Law done put that shambles on dudes, you know what I'm saying? And at this point, they got Brownbeard shackled up and shit, right? And Brownbeard is actually the motherfucker, the boss they were calling him for the centaurs and shit. He got the fucking alligator legs and everything, right? They got him shackled up, okay? And he fucking despises Luffy. He hates those motherfucking pirates from his generation, from that fucking bad generation and shit. Man, he hates some dudes like Hawkins and Kid and Drake, because whenever anything bad is going down, he knows that they are part of it. That is what it is. But he says that Law is the exception. And then Brown Bear goes ahead and talks about how fucking Hawkins fucking went ahead and took away his goddamn legs and shitted on his crew. The worst generation, my ass, they put in work on you. Don't cry because you a victim, bitch. But anyways, he starts talking about the island and how it used to be a lush environment, you know what I'm saying, just greenery everywhere and stuff and everything, right? But he also said they used to fucking do experiments on prisoners that were there. And while they were doing these experiments, one day Vegapunk's goddamn chemical weapons just fucking explodes and shit and causes mass mayhem all over the fucking island and shit and causes everybody to leave, but they left behind the prisoners. That shit is fucked up. But the thing is that some of the prisoners were actually to take safe haven in one of the labs where there could no gas, you know, or anything harmful chemicals could actually get in. But everybody else that was victim to it and everything, they got paralyzed from the waist down, so they actually couldn't walk anymore. And then a year later, their master appeared. Yeah, that motherfucker appeared, right? Your boy Caesar appeared, becoming their savior and shit. And he started giving them basically scientifically enhanced goddamn legs and everything or whatever and shit. But it still wasn't adequate enough. They still couldn't really walk like talking about, right? But their master went ahead and took them on as his men. So that's when Law comes. And Law uses his room. You know what I'm saying? He uses his shit, right? And he actually gives them actual legs. He gives them legs of animals. So now they can actually walk again. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, wow, that makes perfect fucking sense. Now Monet is making sense with the goddamn, because she's a harpy and shit. She got the legs and the wings and shit. I was like, wow, really? I was like, man, I love how how One Piece does it. They put everything perfect, like a goddamn Christmas gift. It gets things right in your fucking face, yo. Yes. You just have to be patient. Patience is a virtue. Let's go. So after all this explanation and shit, right? Luffy and them ask him about the dragon that they saw and shit. They asked Brownbeard about it. He's like, oh, that's Vegapunk made that dragon to pretty much guard the island and everything, or whatever. But these motherfuckers ate that shit. Meanwhile, back in the lab, one of goddamn Caesar's men is coming in, you know what I'm saying, frantic as shit, asking for help and everything. And then Caesar goes ahead and does an experiment on his ass. He's experimenting on him and ends up killing this dude and says, oh, it's not a failure. And then he goes ahead and talks about how he was actually the one that caused that shit 4 years ago that Vegapunk got blamed for. It was actually Caesar that did that shit, right? His shit. And he was like, oh, that shit won't fail you too because I killed mad niggas. What? Yo, 300 million belly bounty. Motherfucking sadistic asshole. Dog, I hope you get shitted on hard as hell. Plain and simple. I don't give a fuck. Let's go. That motherfucker ate the gas fruit, but I don't give a fuck. But anyways, the goddamn samurai head, right? He pretty much asks Brook, like, look, where did you see that torso that was fighting you just out of the blue from earlier? And then Brook pretty much tells him where he saw him, you know what I'm saying, close to the lake and everything, you know, where it was actually the gap between the winter side and the burning side. So, this motherfucker with the goddamn head and the goddamn legs just ends up leaving to go find his goddamn torso. So goddamn Sanji, he's feeling responsible. Him and, you know what I'm saying, he's feeling responsible. So him and Brook go ahead and leave after him and everything, right? And then goddamn Brook out of nowhere, he's like, hey, cause Sanji's in Nami's body. He's like, hey, can I see your panties? You know what I'm saying? And Sanji's like, sure. You know what I'm saying, yo? And then Nami and Frankie Body just fucking flips like, hell nah, yo. And then she actually ends up getting Zoro to go with them because she knows that if Zoro goes with him, then Sanji is always gonna be in like a fighting ready kind of stance. He's not gonna be as carefree and like, oh, you know what I'm saying, whatever and shit, because they're always gonna be at each other's fucking throats arguing and shit. So she was smart on that one. So as they're leaving, the kids start fucking collapsing and being knocked out and stuff, and goddamn Chopper actually finds out that they have actually been given like this treatment of this drug, this stimulant that actually will prevent them from leaving because they need steady treatments because they're being addicted to it. And Chopper's like, holy shit, why the fuck would anybody do this to these kids? Yo, I'm telling you, yo, I'm telling you, I can't wait till niggas put work in on you, yo. Can't wait. But anyways, one of the kids, motherfucker, that goes by Shindo, starts getting violent and shit. He fucking smacks the shit out of Luffy straight into the ice wall like it ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? And he's fucking going crazy because they're not giving him the candy. He's talking about, give me candy, give me the candy, give me the candy. And it turns out this candy is the thing that holds this goddamn drug, this treatment that's keeping them addicted to it and shit. And goddamn, like, Chopper's like, no, we can't give this shit to him. Like, we give this shit to him, you know what I'm saying, we're not helping them whatsoever. And it turns out that the reason why they're so abnormal size because the ones that's been there the longest are the biggest ones because they're varying in size and shit. And it's just like, wow, like, really? Really? Is these motherfuckers really getting this gully on little goddamn kids? Yo, I'ma shit a shit on you, son. Plain and simple. Fuck it, let's go. So your boy Usopp, always dependable in the clutch, right? He goes ahead and puts them all asleep with this gas bomb, and then they go ahead and tie him up. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully that can go ahead and restrain him. But meanwhile, we get a look at goddamn Sanji, Brook, and Zoro, and they're laid out. They are laid out with these big ass fucking footprints by him. Seemingly so, they got work put it on them, and I was like, oh, ain't no way. You serious, yo? What? Come on, man. And it turns out that Caesar actually let out the Yeti brothers. You know what I'm saying? They're supposed to have a name for themselves. Basically, they can pretty much put it in work, right? So at this point, Luffy, fucking Usopp, and Robin actually are leaving down the mountain, okay? Leaving Nami and Chopper behind, okay? And as they're doing this, they actually, as they're going, they hear all this commotion from where they came from. Like, okay, what the fuck's going on, yo? What the fuck's going on back there? And then as we get a look at what goddamn Nami and Chopper's going through, fucking Brownbeard's talking to him about the goddamn Yeti brothers, fucking Rocket Scotch, and how they're about to get shitted on, yo. And I was like, goddamn, yo, Luffy, y'all right. Y'all better go back. Y'all better issue with some backup because some shit's about to be coming. And this whole time, Brownbeard thinks he's gonna be saved, but hell no! He's expendable as shit, crying hard as fuck. He gets fucking destroyed, yo, mentally destroyed, world crumbling in front of his eyes. He gets fucking blasted in the face by the Yeti brothers like it ain't nothing. Then in his chest, get shitted on, yo. Brownbeard got destroyed like it was nothing, and then the thing about it is he got destroyed by them, but he heard what Caesar said, that he was expendable. He won't shit. World utterly demolished. Your master don't give a fuck about you. Think about that next time you hear shit. Yeah. Don't mean shit. Man, by that time they got done with Brownbeard, Luffy gets there, yo. And he's like, you better not touch my crew. He comes up in there, yo. The dude turns around so slowly and just blasts goddamn Luffy back, yo. Luffy goes flying back, then he gets up. He starts charging him, he about to kick him and shit, but he disappears. Like, what the fuck? And the other brother actually ends up taking Nami and Frankie and shit. But it took Frankie because Caesar saw that, like, Frankie had, like, some similar tech to Vegapunk and everything, so they wanted to go ahead and take the laser off of him and shit, and then incinerate Frankie's ass and shit, and all that. So, you know, motherfuckers won't having that. At this point, Luffy's like, look, I gotta go after him. I gotta go get him back. So Luffy is about to leave to go get Nami and Frankie back, and Frankie is in Chopper's body and shit. And he's like, man, fuck that, I'm going too. They took my body, yo. So he actually asks his goddamn Chopper. He's like, look, give me one of those rumble balls and shit that you got. You know what I'm saying? Then he's like, look, dude, you don't want to take it right away. You want to take it in the right situation. Be careful when you take it. He fucking pops that shit instantly. And then he fucking turns into that big ass goddamn beast. He's going out of control. So he's fucking following Luffy up this goddamn mountain after the Yeti brothers and shit. And he's trying to kill his ass. Just fucking going fucking crazy. So as Luffy's going up, he sees all the footprints and shit, and they kind of got this trap set up in this big ass pit from going up the mountain and everything. Each brother's on the opposite side of this pit, and they got Nami fucking strapped up and shit, and goddamn Frankie's body or whatever just fucking strapped up and everything, and fucking Luffy is still being fucking chased. So he fucking goes off the cliff and he's falling down. They got goddamn pits down. There's a pit of spikes down there and shit, and your boy goddamn Luffy armament hockey's goddamn dum Gatling the fuck out of that shit, yo. Like it won't nothing. It's getting rid of all them spikes, son. Like what? It ain't nothing. Next thing you know, you got motherfuckers coming, both of them fucking falling down and shit. This shit is fucking ridiculous. And then both the goddamn brothers shoot at him and shit, right? But Luffy's like, he's like, oh, you know what? Boom! I'm gonna hit him with the balloon, son. So he goes ahead and expands himself and shit, right? And usually what Luffy would do is that he would just project them out like it was nothing. But Rayleigh actually taught him to kind of hone his skills so that he could actually use that skill and that ability to go ahead and fire back the projectiles back at his assailant at an even stronger fucking rate and more powerful. So he does that shit, he homes in on him. He's like, what? I got this, son. Yeah, yo! And then it goes back out. I'm like, yeah! I was like, wow, yo, Luffy just got even nicer with it. Okay. So Rock just got done eating his own bullet that was shot back at him by goddamn Luffy, but Scotch, he goes ahead and aims at this peak of the mountain and shit, and he shoots that shit and shit falling right on top of him and shit, right on top of Luffy and right on top of goddamn Frankie that's inside his goddamn Chopper's body and shit's about to fall on him and everything, right? And now both of the brothers are about to shoot these gas shells right at him and shit to kind of knock him out and everything, yo. But as soon as it's about to happen, fucking Frankie becomes useful inside that goddamn Chopper body, son. He finally becomes useful. It decides to fucking attack him. Like, fucking thank you, son. The whole time you were just being goddamn, just fucking all types of shit up. You didn't even care what it was. Going after Luffy like you crazy, son. Time to wake up. But oh no, it's too late. He's back to usual business. And Frankie is fucking going at goddamn Luffy again. And at this point, Luffy had enough of it, yo. He's like, you know, I'm about to put your ass to rest. He fucking elephant guns the fuck out of him, yo. Laying him the fuck out. And like, holy shit, you use your strongest shit on him. I don't think he getting up again right now, Luffy. You know what I'm saying? And then the brothers go ahead and they actually snatch up Nami and fucking Nami that's in Frankie's body and actually go ahead and take him top of the mountain and shit even higher. And at this point Luffy's like, oh shit, I can't lose him. So he's going after him, but by the time the Yeti was way ahead and they're all the way up there. And what happens is they beat up with Law and they're, you know, comfortable with Law. Like, okay, Law's here, whatever. Next thing you know, Law puts in work on him, yo. There's room. Just starts fucking chopping him up and shit like it ain't nothing. I was like, okay. You know what I'm saying? He goes ahead and frees Nami. And then goddamn Luffy gets up there, it's like, hey, Law. You know what I'm saying? All cool and everything. And this is when Law and Luffy start talking about the ways to live in the new world and stuff, and how you live under the 4 emperors and everything. And then Law actually comes up with this idea, this proposal for Luffy. Law basically has a plan to go ahead and take down one of the emperors, and he wants to go ahead and start an alliance between his crew and the Straw Hats. And Nami's like, you know, we can't trust him, don't do it. But Luffy is too intrigued. He's like, who's the emperor you want to take down? So Law ends up telling him. We don't really get to kind of see who exactly it is, but Law ends up telling him, and Luffy's like, okay, yeah, let's do that. So they go ahead and return back to Robin and everybody else previously with the kids, and they actually end up telling them about the alliance and such. So at this point, pretty much majority of the crew is hearing the news, and you know, all of them are kind of like disagreeing and stuff, but Robin's like, look, I'm gonna go along with your decision, Luffy. You're the captain and all that stuff, but just to let you know, with the pirate alliance also comes betrayal. You know what I'm saying? And that's true. I mean, they all got damn pirates. Just is what it is. So now they went ahead and do that. Law actually goes ahead and he returns everybody to their own bodies. But since Sanji is away with Nami's body, Nami is stuck in Sanji's body now. Alright? And you know, she's upset. She's pissed and shit. And Chopper is pissed at Frankie because his body is all fucked up because of how reckless he was with it and shit. And Robin's looking at Frankie and shit when he was in his body like, look, I don't ever want you to do that again. Don't do none of those faces. And shit was fucking ridiculous. But Law starts telling them about what he believes Caesar's doing and stuff is because he said for the longest time the government has been trying to make giant soldiers, and he said he believes that's what Caesar is trying to do because he's noticing like the giant kids and everything. So that's fucking crazy right there, that they would be experimenting on kids just to go ahead and do that. And by now, fucking Nami and Chopper, they're both dedicated to the kids more than anything at this point. You know, and they're like, look, we're not leaving without helping these kids out, plain and simple. And Luffy's like, hey, look, it's whatever they want is what's going down. And Law's like, what the fuck's going on here? It's an alliance. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to do something here. And then Usopp goes ahead and explains to Law, like, look, Luffy isn't thinking about alliance the same way that you're thinking about alliance. You know what I'm saying? He's thinking about it totally differently. But it gets to the point where he's like, look, Law's down. He's like, okay, we're going to handle this and then we can go ahead and progress what we're trying to do. So Chopper is all fucked up and bandaged up and shit. He can't really walk at this point. So basically, the first start of the plan that they go ahead and that Law tells Straw Hats is that, look, we need to capture Caesar. You know what I'm saying? We can't kill him. We can't do all this shit. We gotta capture his ass. So what happens is that Law and Chopper go ahead. Law pretty much carries Chopper to the lab. To go behind Caesar to actually find out any hints about the medicine that he's using on the kids, so they can possibly find some type of workaround or sedative or something to prevent the kids from being so goddamn addicted to it or whatever. And at this point, Smoker and Tashigi's men that they sent to go ahead and take on the goddamn ship that's over there, the Caesar Clown ship and all that shit, to get out that goddamn message on that den over there, yo. Man, they going hard, yo. They fighting goddamn Caesar's men and shit. And then Caesar ain't having that, yo. At this point, he's like, fuck it. Let them loose. And they let loose this big glob nasty motherfucker, yo. Straight Slimer shit, yo. just straight doo-doo nasty. Coming from the fireside. Smelling like straight donkey shit, yo. I know that shit gotta smell horrible as fuck, yo. It go by none other than slime. Just coming out creeping like a motherfucker, yo. And then like the motherfuckers that let it loose, the dudes that let it loose is running for their fucking lives. And this shit, if it touches you, you are instantly gone. Like, this shit is fucked up. But meanwhile, we actually find out that Zoro, Sanji, that's in Nami's body still and shit, and Brook are actually fine. What happened was that they got surprise attacked by the Yeti brothers when they were on top of a cliff and shit, and they got shot with like this sleeping gas. And as they were falling, they were about to fall into these spikes, but your boy straight one sword styled that shit, yo, because he was the only one awake out of the three, son. And they actually fell to the bottom and shit, and they were just like knocked out for the count. So the Yeti brothers thought that they were fucking just gone or whatever, and they go ahead and report it in saying, hey, the bodies of 3 straw hats over here, come pick them up. So goddamn Sanji actually gets up. By the time those guys get there to retrieve their bodies, he beats their ass, putting them down, son. Right? So eventually he wakes up the other two, Brook and Zoro, and then they actually keep pursuing to get the samurai, right? So they catch up with him, and they actually realize this motherfucker is frozen over in the snow, right close to this lake and shit. And the reason why he froze over is because they find out that his torso is actually in the goddamn lake. You know what I'm saying? So that shit's fucking crazy as shit, and he can't use his goddamn powers. Right? And goddamn Sanji feels like the whole time he's been kind of at it with the samurai. Look, I'm responsible for this, yada yada, I'm responsible for you, all this stuff. Even though the samurai doesn't really care for the pirates and all this shit, Sanji goes ahead, you know what I'm saying, he goes in there with that Nami body, that Nami Swan body, you know what I'm saying? And goes ahead and dives in first to go ahead after that body. But before he actually jumps in, Kinemon actually says thank you for once after all this time and shit. And Sanji's like, oh, so you can say thank you. So everyone should experience a good freezing. I was fucking weak, yo. I was like, yo, okay, Sanji, you funny as shit right now, yo. God damn, yo, it took him to get fucking frozen to appreciate what the fuck was going on, them carrying him and helping him out and shit. But he realized that they're not your typical pirates, you know what I'm saying? He realized right then and there, like, okay, these some true dudes, you know what I'm saying? I can ride with them. So as Sanji is fucking deep sea diving and shit, right? Goddamn Zoro and Brook and everybody standing there, and Zoro's looking across the goddamn lake, and he's like, Brook, isn't the lake in that direction? And Brook's like, yeah. He was like, well, I don't remember seeing no big ass goddamn mountain over there, yo. And then Brook sees, like, holy shit. And turns out it's this huge motherfucker, yo. It's that goddamn slime and shit. The goddamn chemical weapon that exploded fucking 4 years ago, manifested and shit. Oh, motherfuckers is shook. It's all polluting the lake and everything. So Sanji's running out of time right now. And they're seeing the very guys that they stole the clothes from. See those men fucking struggling and shit, getting away from it, and they fucking run away ahead of them and everything. And meanwhile, with Smoker, their men are actually trying to go ahead and steal one of the ships so that they can actually make some type of progress and everything, right? And this whole time, Smoker's pissed because he's like, man, if I had my own body, I would pretty much be able to do what I do. And he's got fucking Tashigi shit, all cleavage hanging out and everything, making it look right. And on top of that, Smoker's like, damn, man, if I had my body also, I'll be able to open up the lab door with no issue, man. And here comes goddamn Law and Chopper outside the lab at this point, about to make their way inside and shit, right? Then out of nowhere, here comes motherfucking Luffy, Frankie, and goddamn Robin just coming in, boom, straight into the fleet and shit, right? And Robin looking bad as shit, yo. I was like, goddamn, right, nigga, looking good, okay, let's go, putting in work. And then Tashigi in fucking Smoker's body tries coming at him, trying to put Luffy down, but Luffy makes quick work of him, yo. Quick work of her, yo. Then he calls her weak. what? He's like, what the fuck's going on, Smoker? Sir smokes a lot. You got weak as shit. What the fuck's going on with you? And then goddamn Smoker comes out him into Sheedy's body and shit. And he's like, oh shit, she got strong as a bitch, yo. So what the fuck's going on, son? And then he basically finds out that they ended up swapping bodies and everything. And then he started bawling, yo, just laughing his ass off, man. I was like, yeah, good times. So they're actually still fighting and shit, and goddamn Luffy gets up and goddamn Smoker's face like, look, I ain't gonna fight you. It ain't worth it. You know what I'm saying? Then he goes, and then Frankie goes ahead and just straight blasts open the lab door, yo, like a boss. And at this point, they all start storming the lab, right? But Robin's like, hold up, wait. Because all of a sudden, man, the fucking slime is coming out of the air, fucking just all over the goddamn Punk Hazard ship and shit. It's on the ship and everything. Motherfuckers is like mind fucked right now because this shit's moving on its own and shit. They don't know what the fuck to make of it. They see this thing they see these little fucking pieces like spitting out poisonous gas and shit. They try to burn it, but when they try to burn it, that shit fucking explodes in their fucking faces, yo. So they're like, oh shit, just completely mind fucked, right? And goddamn Caesar is out there at this point. He gets out there. Like, man, you better shut your ass down, son. But the reason why this shit's raining in like this, all these pieces, is because this shit don't do good in water, son. So that motherfucker's over there at the lake where Zoro and them are at, like throwing chunks of itself all the way over to the lab side and shit. And once it all gets together and gets back together over there, on the other side, pretty much is going to be a reenactment of 4 years ago, which is crazy. So Luffy goes ahead and jumps at Caesar, wanting to come fucking capture him and shit, right? And back at the Central Lake, Sanji's still in the water in Nami's body. But I gotta say this real quick. Before he jumped in also, he revealed that greatness when he took off that cloak, son. Yes. And he got up in there. The shit is poison in the lake and everything. And goddamn fucking samurai, you know what I'm saying? He's like, look, I realize what's going on. This motherfucker is he's risking his life to save me. You know what I'm saying? That's an extraordinary accomplishment right there. He deserves mad respect. Then all of a sudden, these slime pieces start appearing in front of goddamn Zoro and Brook and shit. They're like, oh shit, yo, Sanji, you better hurry the fuck up, you know what I'm saying? But meanwhile, back at the lab, Law actually gets inside with Chopper. He lays him down somewhere in the corner, you know, so somewhere he can't be seen and shit. Nice and smooth like that. You look at Monet, you know what I'm saying? Upper torso, bad as a bitch. Girl, you know what I'm saying? Just like bad as shit. Like, hey, Monet, what's good? What's good, Monet? I want to take you over here. I want to do something with you, girl. Over here, girl. Come on. Let's go. And he goes ahead and draws her out of the room. Meanwhile, outside, no! Yes, your boy Luffy got on the Caesar, son. About to fucking, he hardening his shit up. He about to slap him with that, but Caesar slipped out of it, and he actually hit him with that gas robe. And motherfucking Luffy goes ahead and takes in all in that gas. He takes it all in that poison gas like it ain't nothing. He breathes it all in, and he's like, it ain't do shit, yo. It ain't do nothing to him. And Caesar completely mindful, like, what the fuck? Thank you, Magellan. Yes. Let's go. Then your boy Luffy, no, yo, Jet Mace hits him with his feet into the snow, hard as shit, yo, like it ain't nothing. Goddamn Caesar gets up after that shit, right? And Luffy's coming at him with that armament jet Gatling, yo. But your boy Caesar hits him with that gas tank like shit. Yo, motherfucking Luffy all fucked up, falling and shit, all fucked up like, oh damn. And as Luffy's fucking falling and shit, Caesar tells Smiley that fucking slime shit, right, to fucking bond with Luffy and shit. And then Gas Tank again just boom, bitch. And it's like, oh shit, it ain't looking too good for your boy Luffy right now. Ain't looking good at all. But but your boy Luffy's still all good, son. Chilling on the sidelines like, what? Yo, jet stamp. Boom, bitch. Yes. So at this point, seemingly Caesar's out for the count, right? And fucking Luffy is on top of him, pretty much claiming his prize. Like, look, I captured him. It's it. That's all. It's over with. You know, next thing you know, seemingly all of a sudden, Luffy acts like he's like in tremendous pain and shit. Like, he's like, oh shit, like spazzing out, like just going crazy and shit, right? Next thing you know, boom, he falls unconscious. Next thing you know, Robin, boom, Frankie, boom, and a whole bunch of other cats, right? As well as everybody else, goddamn Smoking, Tashigi, everybody. And shit. And then pretty much what happens is they go ahead and tie everybody up, the main five up, and they actually bring them inside into the facility. And at this point, Caesar is standing tall. You underestimated me, you punk ass bitches. Goddamn Robin and Frankie and everything. Like, what the fuck just happened? What the hell just happened? Meanwhile, inside the lab, right? While this was happening, the law is actually still with Monet, and they actually running to this dude, Virgo, yo. This motherfucker look like a monster. But this motherfucker got hamburger on his goddamn cheek. I seen this shit, I was like, what the fuck? Come on now, son. But at the same time, if you gonna walk around with that shit on your cheek, you gotta be a beast. You know what I'm saying? But again, it just is what it is. But these motherfuckers don't trust Caesar. It just is what it is. You can tell there's some tension between him with Law and Virgo. And it seems like Monet and motherfucking Virgo are in league with each other. Like, okay, something's about to go down here, son. And then Law tries to attack this dude, but Virgo puts in quick work on him, son. And he's like, respect me, bitch. It's Virgo, son, to you. With hamburger on his face. Beast. Now, meanwhile, while all this shit is happening back with Zoro and Sanji actually finds a torso in this goddamn shark's goddamn mouth and everything. He actually gets the torso, initiates that blue walk, escapes the goddamn water just in the nick of time, completes the samurai puzzle, and we get Kinemon, son. The samurai, yo, looking for his son. Alright, he's forever grateful for what has been undertaken by your boy Sanji and the rest of the Straw Hats. So now, let's get into this. Kinemon is giving them the ultimate gratitude, giving Sanji the ultimate gratitude, just getting on his knees, thanking him and everything, all the appreciation and shit. I was like, that's what's good, son. That's what's good. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, meanwhile, while this is happening, back at the village where actually the parents are still looking for their lost children that we now know that are punk hazard, they're like, look, we know that our kids were not just fucking just vanished and shit. We think they're gone. They were kidnapped. What's going on? And then they keep bringing it up to the G5 and all this shit. And they're like, look, man, your boy Yasurugi, he's like, look, man, y'all motherfuckers ain't listening. Y'all keep bringing up this goddamn nonsense. We already told you these motherfuckers corrupt as shit. We already told you what the deal is. You ain't gonna listen to Vice Admiral Virgo and all this shit, man. We already told you what the deal is. You know what? If you bring this shit up again, I will kill you and set fire to your village. Holy shit. Motherfuckers is dark as motherfucker. No mercy. No mercy, son. Remind me of Sylvester Stallone. Early movie. Never mind. Forget what I just said right there. Just no mercy. Old school joke. But anyways, let's get into this. This shit crazy. How you gonna say that to the people that you supposed to be guarding like that? Like, what? But even so, even though they were warned and all that stuff, the parents still believe that their kids are out there somewhere, and they believe that there's more to it, and they're actually requesting Tashigi and all this stuff, and it's just crazy. definitely. Now back with the kids, fucking Nami and Usopp, the goddamn kids wake up and they start going crazy. And they goddamn break free because of the withdrawal from the goddamn candy and shit from the drug, right? And goddamn Caesar shows up and pretty much kinds of begs them in. Like, look, if you come back with me, I'll give you the candy. It's all good. I got your hookup. I'm your re-up, man. I got you. Man, goddamn Usopp and Nami are shook in the situation. Like, holy shit. Man, back at the Central Lake with Zoro, Kinemon, Sanji, and Brook, yo, that smiley goddamn slime is going nuts, getting angry at them, yo, because Kinemon getting nice, yo. His sword can fucking cut through flames and shit, and he goddamn just like destroys all these motherfucking goddamn Smiley's like, what the fuck? You can go ahead and get rid of my shit? So he starts, this motherfucker starts spitting over, transforms to his goddamn toad and shit, yo. Starts spitting over goddamn pieces of itself over the goddamn Zoro and shit. Like, oh hell no, we need to get back to the lab right now. This motherfucker goddamn ate the goddamn Sara fruit and shit. Let's get the fuck out of here. And meanwhile, while this is happening, goddamn, inside the lab, Monet actually calls out goddamn Virgo and is like, look, you got goddamn hamburger on your cheek. He like, damn, bitch, that my favorite right there, yo. That my favorite shit right there. Man, I was like, goddamn, about time, yo. You got a slab of goddamn hamburger on your goddamn cheek. What the fuck, yo? You know what I'm saying? But anyways, this is where we actually find out that Law and, Virgo had a connection and stuff. We actually found out that Virgo used to be a pirate and everything, and he actually became, he actually joined the military and everything, became a vice admiral, all that shit, because of Joker's instructions and everything, and his guidance to go ahead and do that. So it was like, wow, okay, this motherfucker is really like intertwined to a lot of shit. But at the same time, it's like, who the fuck is Joker at this point? It's like, Joker is just doing all this shit. But anyways, inside the cage, we actually got Robin, Luffy, Frankie, Smoker, Tashigi. You know what I'm saying? They're all strapped up in this cage, and Chopper's in the other room and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh shit, what should I do? You know? I was like, oh damn, Chopper in a fucking tight ass predicament right now. What's going down? But right when I was like, wow, who the fuck is Joker, son? This is when we actually find out who Joker is. Joker is an alias that uses a broker in the underworld, and Joker is Do Flamingo. Yes, yo, Don Quixote. Let's go. I was like, oh shit, this dude, man, this fucking like pimp right here, yo. I picture him with a cane, a pink caddy, all that stuff. Call this dude Pinky. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, but back with Nami and Usopp, the kids are going crazy and shit, right? They're still going crazy. Caesar's like, look, I don't think they want to go home. I think they want to go with me. And Nami's like, don't you want to go home? Don't you want to go home? And Usopp's like, come on, kids, you got to snap out of it. The kids shit on him like, fuck out of the way, yo, put in work in on him and shit. And Nami's like, no, don't do that. Don't you want to go home? Don't you want to keep reading out with your parents? And they say, fuck out of the way. Just shit on her too, son. And then Usopp's like, don't push your luck. You know what I'm saying? Usopp's about to put in work on him. He about to put in work on him. But your girl Nami actually stops him before he can even attempt to shit on him and shit. Because he's like, look, they're just victims. They're hallucinating right now. They're crazy right now. This is not actually them. So she's like, who you should be mad at is the faggot. That motherfucker, that's who you should be mad at. Right there, son. You know what I'm saying? So Usopp tried to hit that goddamn fire burning star shit at him like, yo! But your boy Caesar stops that shit because he could pretty much manipulate the air around him, so it didn't even actually reach him, yo. That man Caesar's serious right there. And then Caesar actually goes ahead and takes away the air from Usopp's location and shit. He's suffocating. Boom, he's out for the count. And then Nami goes ahead and tries to help. Fucking takes the air from her. Boom, she's suffocating. Bam, she out for the count and shit. And then goddamn Caesar tried to get the kids to go ahead and crush goddamn Nami and Usopp's head and shit, yo. Like on some raw shit. And then they would have did it. But your boy Brownbeard got up, yo. He ain't mind fuck no more. He know about Caesar now. He got back up, son. He took that big ass pipe and tried to fucking home run goddamn Caesar, son. He tried to home run his ass. And at this point, Nami and Usopp actually fucking recoup, right? And goddamn, goddamn Caesar goes ahead and retreats with the goddamn kids to get on that gas balloon and shit, right? And goddamn Brownbeard is pissed because he's been betrayed and he wants his men back. And while they're outside at this point, goddamn Caesar is fucking destroying Brownbeard's mental, yo. Talking about he ain't shit. You're weak, and your fucking men are idiots, yo. And Brownbeard's like, oh my god, yo, this motherfucker's getting to me right now, son. You know what I'm saying? And then Caesar got them gas with his ass like, yeah, yo, big ass fucking explosion, son. This shit fucking takes him out, goddamn out for the count, and it affects Nami and Usopp, and they both just like, oh shit. I was like, damn, man, they done went through some shit right there alone. So at this point, Caesar actually broadcasts this message throughout the goddamn New World Underground shit. And this shit actually hits some pretty big names and all these brokers and shit, right? About his new weapon, okay? Then he actually gets back to the lab and he's like, look, he pretty much gets the kids to be escorted to the biscuit room. But as they're being escorted to the biscuit room, one of the children, it goes by Mocha or Mocha or whatever, she actually starts hallucinating and everything, and actually starts, you know, in the point regaining her own goddamn consciousness and shit, because he's like, oh, there's more candy in the fucking biscuit room, kids, you know what I'm saying? Mother pedophiliac motherfucker, yo, all these goddamn kids, man, fuck Caesar, son. Yo, the kid starts like, hold up. What the fuck's going on? And he starts remembering goddamn Nami Swan and goddamn Usopp. Hold up, what's going on, yo? And then she's like, hey, I want to go back. I want to get the hell out of here. You know what I'm saying? And like she's pretty much going crazy trying to get out. And then the guards are like, what are you doing? Come on, like, let's go to the biscuit room. We got some more candy, bitch. See, but now we see that Nami and Usopp are alright, because Nami and Usopp get up and they're cool. But the thing is that Nami, if she was actually in her own body at this point, she probably wouldn't be alright right now. But since she was in Sanji's body, his body's more durable and everything, he was good to go, and that's why she didn't really like fade to black right there. So at this point, Caesar gets back to the lab, he meets up with Virgo and everybody's in the cage and shit, and this is where we actually get information about the agreement between Caesar and Law, and kind of like why they were he was allowed to stay on the island and stuff. And it turns out that Caesar knew that he was weaker, so he wanted to exchange. He was like, okay, look, we're gonna go ahead and exchange hearts. I'm gonna give you Monet's heart and you give me your heart, so we'll have it in each other's possession, just, you know, for safety precautions and shit. And he wanted Law to go ahead and give his men animal legs, so that's why everybody is kind of like half man, half fucking animal and shit and all that crap, which is fucking crazy. And at this point, goddamn Virgo, he's got Law's heart, right? And he's squeezing the fuck out of that shit, yo. Fucking goddamn Law, Virgo got Law's heart, squeezing the hell out of that shit, son. And Law is in crazy amount of pain, yo. Just like, shit, motherfucker. Like, that shit hurt like a bitch. I can imagine, son. I can imagine. But anyways, goddamn Caesar, he's going ahead and broadcasting. He's beginning to broadcast pretty much the potential of his weapon that he gives a name called Shinokuni, right? And this shit is, he's got a broadcast in this big ass piece of candy out there in the goddamn snow and shit with his men that look like they're setting it up and everything, getting something prepared for it, right? And goddamn Smiley, that big ass fucking weapon that he's talking about that's coming, it's seeming like it's coming towards his goddamn candy, that shit is still chasing goddamn Zoro, Brook, and Kinemon, and goddamn Sanji, hard as shit. Zoro and them, as they're running, they see this big ass piece of candy and they see the goddamn men setting it up with this dragon sled, right? That they came and rode in on. Okay? But the thing is that the sled, the rope to the sled is fucking melting and shit, and it melts off, and the dragon just fucking like is gone. It's gone. You know what I'm saying? And goddamn Caesar tells his men, like, look, you're just gonna have to run. You know what I'm saying? He sabotaged it. He set it up like that, which is fucked up. He sabotages these motherfuckers so that they can become victims to this shit. It's crazy shit. But he tells them to go ahead and take off their protective gear because it won't do shit. It won't help them. So these motherfuckers are brainwashed. They're like, okay, yeah, Master will save us. Master, he always has a plan. So they go ahead and take off their protective gear like fucking idiots, and they start fucking making a run for it. So now you got Zoro, Brook, goddamn Sanji, and goddamn Nami's body, and Kinemon, and Caesar's men fucking hauling ass towards the lab, yo. And you got Smiley right behind them, big as a bitch. Yo, and then goddamn, as they're running for it, man. And goddamn Smiley comes to the goddamn piece of candy, and Caesar's there like, Smiley. You know what I'm saying? Not even paying attention to him. Fucking eats the goddamn candy. There's this bag of fucking apples, like, in the goddamn sled that's next to the candy, but it seems like one of the apples is actually a fucking devil fruit and shit, man. This motherfucker goes ahead and eats all that shit, yo, and then it transforms and pretty much turns into Shinokuni, which is this fucking epic fucking gas, yo. This ultimate weapon of mass destruction. Now, out of these people that are watching this broadcast in the underground and shit, you actually got your boy Kid. He's actually watching this shit, and it seems like he's got some guests. He's got the Hawkins and the Scratchman crew there. Alright, and they're about to actually form an alliance. I was like, are you serious? Okay. Man, fucking Shinokuni is rushing at him, son. This fucking just gas, just shitting on dudes. It fucking runs into goddamn Caesar's men. It fucking turns their shit into ash, and then it fucking just petrifies them, son. I was like, wow, man, this dude is cold, Joe. And then on top of that, Smoker's men, the G5 crew, they still outside of the lab. Over there, they're still outside the lab trying to get in, and they're seeing the broadcast of goddamn Shinokuni. And they're like, where the fuck is that? Where is that happening at, yo? They turn around and they see that shit happening. They're like, motherfucker, yo. And then they realize that they about to be some baby back bitches if they don't get into the fucking lab, son. So now they're going fucking hysterical. Now, meanwhile, inside the lab, inside the cage with Smoker, Tashigi, goddamn Robin, Frankie, and Luffy, right? They're inside the lab, and they're seeing the video feed of what's going on. They actually see Zoro, goddamn Sanji, and Kinemon running from the goddamn, from Shinokuni and shit. And Zoro gets his idea because he sees the dragon ahead of them a little bit running also. He's like, you know what? If we can catch up to the dragon, we can go ahead and jump on and fly away and shit. So we can ride and fly away. Like, okay, that's a good idea right there. And then goddamn Caesar, he goes ahead and takes the cage, right, that they're all in, and puts them outside so that they can join the fray, so they can be fucking fucked up by Shinokuni when it gets there too, right? And as soon as they get outside, Law's like, alright, he's all calm, and she's like, alright, we're gonna go ahead and keep going on with the same plan, just don't mess it up this time, and yada yada, right? And then he pretty much tells Frankie to go ahead and fucking burn the goddamn ship up down there and shit. Frankie lets loose, yo! This fucking smoke is all going up, and now Caesar on the broadcast can't see what's going on in the cage. So Law goes ahead and slips out of his fucking handcuffs and shit, and it turns out that his shit wasn't made out of goddamn sea stone and everything because of his prior beastliness preparation. Son, just is what it is. He set it up nicely, right? So he goes ahead and helps everybody else out, but he looks at Smoker. He's like, look, Smoke, sir, smokes a lot. The only way I'm gonna let you go ahead and get at us, let you live, you can help us out, all that stuff, is if you completely forget the shit between me and Joker and all that shit. That's just it right there. So pretty much, you know, Smoker was kind of hard pressed to do that, but Tashigi pretty much kind of made him see the light. You know what I'm saying? That compromise. Let's go. Man, Luffy rips open the cage and shit. That's how he gets out. Motherfucking Frankie, he goes ahead and leaves and heads for the Sunny and shit, right? And then goddamn we see Zoro, Kinemon, and goddamn Sanji still hauling ass running for it. And they're fucking, they're outwinded, man. Like, oh my god, I don't know if you're gonna run any longer and shit, yo. And then all of a sudden, yo, your boy Sanji finds the instant motivation by caressing Nami's breast hard as shit, yo, to fucking catch up to this dragon fast as fuck. And Zoro's like, what the fuck, yo? What kind of shit was that, son? Okay, so you go ahead and feel on her titties and shit, and now you got the motivation to fucking run like goddamn Superman and the Flash combined together to catch that goddamn dragon all the way down there, son. I call bullshit. Get your ass over here. Let's get out of here. Now they're actually on the dragon and shit. You got Nami and Usopp that's on top of Brownbeard because they woke his ass up, and now they're running on top of the fucking hilltop and shit, and they fucking end up coming down there to fucking help them out. Zoro and them are on top of the dragon, but the dragon can't fly. They're like, what the fuck's going on? Why the dragon ain't flying and shit? And the fucking dragon is getting tired and shit, so they jump from the goddamn dragon on top of Brownbeard, and then the dragon's like, oh shit, I don't want to be left behind. So what the dragon does is ends up biting goddamn Brownbeard's tail and shit, trying to hold on so that he can get him out of there. But in turn, by doing that, he makes Brownbeard haul ass, yo, because he's like, oh shit, what the fuck this bit me, son? And then he's hauling ass away from Shinokuni towards the lab. So back at the lab, fucking Luffy and Law go ahead and open up the goddamn lab gate and shit, right? And they actually save the lives of the Marines and actually get them in, but Caesar's men are there quick to intercept, right? And then I was like, hold on a second. Hold on a second. Are my eyes playing tricks on me? I looked at the squad, I looked at the team, son. I was like, okay, you got Luffy, you got Law, you got Splitstar, you got Bomb-ass Tashigi, and you got the ever so delicious Robin Swan. Let's go, yo! You ain't ready for this. Y'all about to get shitted on. Let's go. Man, they start closing the gate, but here comes the rest of the Mugiwaras, yo. They coming in, they rushing in hard as shit, son, but the gate closes. I'm like, oh shit, oh shit. And then here they come, yo, they come steamrolling. Next thing you know, Zoro and Kinemon slice through that gate like butter, yo! I can't believe it's not butter, son! Fabio, where you at? Get on their level! Yes, let's go! So now everybody is back together. So the process for getting shitted on is about to commence. Yes! The fucking G5 go ahead and plug the hole so Shinokuni can't get in like and goddamn Sanji after refusing and pleading not to be exchanged back into his own body. Law makes it happen anyway, son. Shambles, yo. Shambles, yo. And then Nami actually realizes that when she gets into her body, she realized that her clothes have changed. So, you know what happened? Haymaker, yo! Sanji couldn't handle the haymaker, son. Yeah. So now, before everything gets in motion, Law makes an announcement to everybody about Section R and about this certain door, R66, right? And that's pretty much the door that's going to lead out to the sea and everything from there. So everybody pretty much knows what the deal is, and the Straw Hats and the Marines are trying to find the kids and head to the door and shit. And Law's go ahead is on his own little side mission as well. Everybody's kind of go ahead and trying to tighten up the loose ends while they can and shit, right? Luffy goes ahead and asks Robin to set up this favor for him and shit. We don't know what it is at this point right now though, but Zoro's putting in work on people and shit. And as he sees Luffy running on the goddamn fucking scaffold and shit, go ahead towards Caesar to handle business. You know what I'm saying? Zoro's thinking to himself, he's like, you know what? This is real shit. We can't drop our guard. This is the new world. You know what I'm saying? So he goes ahead, he makes Luffy aware of that shit. He's like, Luffy, we can't drop our guard, son. The new world starts here. You know what I'm saying? We can't be lax. We can't just be chilling all the time with this. Like, nah, son. We gotta go hard. We gotta go for broke. It is what it is. We gotta be serious about this. And Luffy's like, okay. You know what I'm saying? He's like, I got you. And then he just UFOs the hell out of these dudes straight off of the goddamn balcony and shit, off the scaffold. And then he keeps gunning. But I was feeling that shit though, yo. Cause I was like, hell yeah, you can't let those past 2 years go to waste. Y'all gotta put in work. You know what I'm saying? You ain't Mugiwaras for nothing. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, Smoker, he goes ahead and leads Tashigi to go ahead and take over his men. And your boy Smoker wanna go ahead and put work in on Virgo. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. And now Luffy, of course, he's heading towards Caesar. Let's go. And this entire time, Chopper, the medical monster, yo, he was actually in the cut, in the lab and shit, figuring out exactly what the deal is with the drug that they were using. He actually found out a sedative and shit. And now Chopper is fucking Chopper's a beast. Plain simple, he's a beast. But anyways, the reason why he ain't make a move when he saw everybody in the cage and shit is because he was actually thrown like this note from somebody in the cage, like you don't even know who and shit, like, and they told him like not to do anything, but it's pretty sure it was from goddamn law and shit. So now Chopper goes ahead, he sneaks out, and he's gunning down the hallway and shit, not sure where the hell he's going, trying to fucking get away and everything. And at this point, Caesar's like, you know what? I know exactly how they're gonna escape. So he goes ahead and starts closing off all fucking building A. The entire building A, he starts closing all the gates. And then he gets his men to actually go ahead and blow up the goddamn walls as the gates are fucking being closed and shit, so Shinokuni can come in. In the way that Caesar sees it, he doesn't really like it. Shinokuni can fuck up the regular men, but if he can't show like guys like Law and fucking Smoker and Luffy meeting their demise by Shinokuni, he doesn't really see it as a success. You know what I'm saying? He wants to show that these people of this type of power and this stature will meet their goddamn demise by his weapon. Then goddamn Virgo's like, shit, I ain't leaving this shit up to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, if shit fucks up here, then we're all in some shit. Yo, he's like, I'm gonna destroy them all. Yo, I was like, damn, yo, Virgo must be monsters, son. Yo, this dude forgetful as shit. He's looking for his sword and shit. And Monet's like, you're not a swordsman. And he's like, oh yeah, I'm not a fucking swordsman. I'm like, what the fuck? And then on top of that, yo, this dude got goddamn spoons and shit sticking to his chin. I'm like, what the hell? First it was hamburger, and now it's a goddamn spoon. Yo, what the fuck is up with you? Anyways, next thing you know, Luffy, he's gunning down the hallway just like, yeah, trucking, handling business, you know what I'm saying? New world status, baby. He's gunning down the hallway and shit, right? And then he actually sees his pirate that's guarding building B right there. And he just steamrolls over this dude like it ain't nothing. Next thing you know, beep, beep, you know what I'm saying? The alarm's going off and shit. And it's all about like goddamn the building, the gate connecting fucking building A to B is closing and shit. So you know everybody's gotta dig in deeper to get in there, especially since they goddamn got the gas coming and shit, so they gotta put in mad work. And at the entrance of building A, you got the triple swordsman threat, son. Kinemon, goddamn Brook and Zoro, just straight shitting on dudes, holding it down, yo. Holding it down hard as shit. Next thing you know, goddamn the G5 go ahead and try to make a move on Zoro. But Zoro, he see that shit coming. He about to fucking go at him. But Tashigi just come and block that shit like, yo, hard as shit, son. And she's like, look, any other time this will be cool, but right now we gotta get the fuck up out of here, son. They try to trap us. You know what I'm saying? So now everybody's moving. And goddamn Caesar's men are thinking that Brownbeard is they're like, okay, is Brownbeard a traitor now and stuff? Because he sees them with the straw hats now. And next thing you know, man, walls come crashing in. Dude. Here comes goddamn Shinokuni. They start diving through the door and shit, yo. Just in the nick of time, goddamn Brownbeard, the straw hats, and goddamn Marines and shit. But the thing is that Tashigi, she was kind of standing behind in the sense. She was like, come on, this way, come on, trying to make sure all her men get back, even sacrificing herself. But her men go ahead and just toss her through the goddamn gate in the nick of time, son. And she's like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? She looks back and her men are sitting there petrified, yo, giving like the thumbs up and everything and all this shit. I was like, what? Yo, you gonna do that for Tashigi, yo? I was like, that's what's good. That's what's good. That's that camaraderie right there, son. That's that loyalty right there. Let's go. And Tashigi was crying for her men, yo. And I was just like, what? And goddamn Caesar was just laughing the whole time, like, shit, and shit, yo, and just talking shit, talking about, like, I'm not gonna let any one of y'all survive. Y'all are garbage, y'all are shit, all this crap. Yo, I was so hyped at that moment, son. I was like, what? I was like, hold on, I couldn't believe I was reading the manga. I was so amped at this dude, Caesar. I was like, I fucking hate the shit out of you right now, son. I'm about to shit on you, son, down your throat, plain and simple. Real shit. Motherfuckers trying to go ahead and shit on my boys, you know what I'm saying? Ain't happening, son. Ain't happening. So after I finally, like, relaxed and, you know what I'm saying, cooled down off of that shit, I realized that everybody was riding on Brownlee. You know what I'm saying? Everybody is riding on this motherfucker's back and shit. And Brownbeard's sitting there running and shit, and he's like, y'all motherfuckers is heavy. You know what I'm saying? If you can walk. And Zoro and them like, shit, man, we tired as hell. We've been running forever. You know what I'm saying? Like, we running our asses off. We ain't trying to walk. We ain't trying to run no more. We tired and shit. And then it was funny because it was like they're trying to make themselves at home, because goddamn Zoro was like, damn, you know what I'm saying, it's kind of hot and shit. So he took off his jacket and shit, and goddamn Usopp was there like, hey, let me take your jacket. I'm hanging up over here and shit on top of Brownbeard's back and shit. I was like, get the fuck out of here, yo. This shit was just stupid. But while that's happening, Tashigi and her men are actually having a problem with that goddamn dragon that they brought with them. And for some reason, like, now it can fly and shit, and it's all like goddamn aggressive and everything. And this motherfucker's jaws is like powerful enough to eat through steel and shit. Just like, nah. So you don't want to get this motherfuckers away. But anyways, he ends up fucking jetting past them. And out of nowhere, here comes Virgo. And Virgo's there, and all the Marines like, yeah, Virgo, yeah, 5-star was here. Now we can't be stopping all this shit, right? But Tashigi is shook because she know what the deal is, yo. And then she's like, everyone run away. And all of a sudden, yo, this dude is taking out dudes with one finger, son. Just like, tearing up dudes with a she-gun, son. Just kicking them, laying dudes out. People like, what the fuck is going on? Yo, Tashigi, goddamn, like, no, you know what I'm saying? Just going crazy, son. She starts going at him. And then fucking he lays her ass down with a fucking haymaker like it ain't nothing. Just like, dang, yo. I was like, damn, how you gonna do this? And she was like, this ain't the Virgo y'all used to know, son. When she came at this dude and tried to slice him with the sword, son, this dude blocked it so easily with one hand, no effort. So beast, yo. I was like, this motherfucker's a goddamn monster, son. Hamburger spoons, it don't matter. This dude is there for every goddamn meal, ready to eat you niggas up. Let's go. Then all the G5 start calling him an imposter. Like, you can't be Virgo, you know, all this shit. Tashigi's on the ground crying and everything, pretty much begging him to stop and shit. And he's still laying dudes out, and they can't believe it because they're like, Virgo believed in us and all this shit, right? And then out of nowhere, son, who comes, yo? Who comes? The number one stunner. The number one stunner. The ladies' man. Yan Can Cook comes in like a beast and fucking lays in to goddamn Hamburger Helper's face like it ain't nothing. My boy Sanji represents. He said a lady's is calling me, son. What? Everyone's like, oh shit, the Straw Hats. And goddamn Virgo surprised himself like, god damn, yo, this motherfucker decked me into the goddamn wall with one of his kicks. Okay, black leg. You know what I'm saying? Just had that dirty ass look on his face, son. And then that boy Sanji was like, yeah, I heard the sound of a woman's tears falling. Fucking gangster, yo. That's what I'm talking about. That's my boy Yan Can Cook right there. Number one stunner, number one ladies man. Let's go. And now goddamn Zoro and the rest of the Straw Hats are with goddamn fucking Brownbeard bus and shit, and they're actually getting attacked by that goddamn dragon now too. And goddamn Caesar, he's seeing what Virgo was doing on the goddamn fucking video relay shit. He sees that Virgo was putting work in on goddamn the G5, and he's like, what the fuck, yo? He's pissed because he's like, damn, I need them for Shinokuni. You know what I'm saying? So goddamn Caesar's like, you know what, Monet? I want you to go ahead and block off building B and let Shinokuni in from the back door. And Monet's like, hold up. What about Virgo? And she's just like, I don't give a fuck about that dude. He's trying to mess up my shit. I don't give a fuck about his life. Like, damn, okay. And then right then, goddamn Smoker and Luffy get there. They've been running their asses off. Luffy's pretty goddamn tired and shit. And then goddamn Smoker hits the button. And then Smoker's like, damn, man, Virgo's not here. You know what I'm saying? My target's not here. And then Luffy's like, mine is. And then he just sets his ass, yo. And just straight, yeah, just rocks his ass straight in the fucking sternum, son. How about you shoot that shit, bitch? So after Luffy done puts in that goddamn instant haymaker on his bitch ass, goddamn Splitstar ends up leaving to go handle Virgo, leaving Luffy up to Caesar, right? And Caesar's, you know what I'm saying, Caesar's still cocky and all this bullshit. Fuck that dude, yo. Goddamn Luffy jets at him, son, tries to catch him. Goddamn fucking Caesar goes up in the air and shit. And then he tries to leave that combustion bomb on him, yo. But Luffy just jumped back like, oh shit, quick as shit. And then Caesar's like, why you attacking me? You can't trust Law. Why you attacking me, son? You know what I'm saying? Law turn his back on you in a second. You can't trust that dude. Luffy was like, look, I heard if I catch you something interesting will happen. You know what I'm saying? Then all of a sudden, Karakuni, son, he takes all that goddamn oxygen away from Luffy around his spot. Luffy does several backflips and shit to get his distance, and he's like, okay, I can breathe now. I can breathe. He's like, okay, so this is the distance. And they see there's like, yeah, but can you keep that distance? Next thing you know, no. You know what I'm saying? Gum, jet, pistol, yo. He rocks this dude in the fucking face. Yes, he can keep that distance, bitch. But can you keep your bitch-made face? Shit, bitch. But Caesar come back quick, and Luffy can't breathe because he's right up on him. He's like, ah, shit. So he goes ahead and tries to hit Luffy with the goddamn blue sword and everything, but Luffy dodges that shit. He extends his neck back far enough to the distance so that he can fucking breathe, yo. Then he hit that armament shit, try to hit him, fucking miss him with that shit, man. And then he tries to come up from around back of Caesar, and hits that, he about to get that gum Gatling, yo, that shit Gatling shit, but it didn't work, yo. He about to hit him with this shit, yo. But then Monet put up a goddamn snow wall and ended up blocking all that shit. I was like, that would have been your ass right there, son. And Monet tells Caesar, you know what, Caesar? Go ahead and bounce. I got this. You know what I'm saying? Then she's like, look. She's pretty much saying, like, look, if I let anything happen to Caesar, that's my ass right there. So let me handle this. So now it's pretty much Monet versus Luffy, right? But meanwhile, we gonna go back to my nigga Shine, yo. My boy Yan Can Cook, son, the #1 stunner, yo. We gonna go back to this dude. Because he's still putting in work, yo. They getting nasty. Him and Virgo getting nasty right now. Plain and simple, okay? And the goddamn G5 is still mindfucked, yo. Like, hold up. Why is Blackfoot signed, yo? Why is this dude helping us out, yo? And he ain't helping y'all out. He heard them tears fall from that banging ass Shiggy right there. That's the only reason why he there, son. Rap real shit. And these dudes getting nice, son. That man signed his ass. Hit with them legs, yo. You know what I'm saying? Straight typo in that shit, son. Getting nice with it. Next thing you know, your boy Sanji hit him with that claim strike, son. Like, yeah, yo. What? If he did it with glasses, he would have caught it just like that. So much fucking force. This man Virgo's head went into the fucking wall, yo! Into the goddamn steel wall, son! And then Sanji's like, what are y'all doing? Talk to the Marines, what are y'all doing? Run! He's trying to trap us here with the goddamn gas. Next thing you know, here comes Shinokuni, yo! Straight in through the back door, son! And then goddamn Virgo just rip his head out from the goddamn steel wall like the fucking Terminator and shit. Get the fuck out of here. And then Virgo runs up on Sanji like, don't get in my way, son. About to kick his fucking face off. And then goddamn Sanji just chilling, son. Then he blocks that shit with his goddamn legs like, bang! Yo, that Van Damme spirit, son. But he hits, goddamn, when he blocked that shit, son, you could tell it hurt Sanji, yo. His fucking leg all fucked up, yo. He was like, oh, shit. He was like, man, you just a hunk of fucking metal, yo. Next thing you know, they just exchanging blows, exchanging kicks, one after the other, like it ain't nothing, son. Just exchanging kicks. I was like, what? What, son? And this whole time, Shinokuni is right behind him. I don't think you'll understand what I was looking at right there, yo. I was reading it, then I watched it. I was like, okay, hold on a second. How are you having this epic ass battle right now? Kicking, doing thunder kicks like it ain't nothing. When there is an immediate life threatening fucking death creeping up right behind you. How you have that much nerves of steel? Both of those dudes, yo, monsters. And meanwhile, a message gets broadcast that Law is headed to the SAD manufacturing room. And since that's happening, goddamn Monet, Virgo, and Caesar pretty much know what he's kind of planning and shit. And Virgo's like, you know what? Like, the reason why he became a warlord was to go ahead just to get there. Just to get there, to cause ruin to the new world and shit. I'm like, god damn, okay. So you know what's about to happen now. The door that was closing, that goddamn Sanji and Virgo were actually fighting at, actually closes, but Sanji actually ends up making it through. And Virgo, like I said, this boy jets towards Law's location and shit, right? And as he's going there, he's actually talking to the Don, yo. He's talking to Doflamingo, pretty much telling him about Law's actions. And your boy Don, your boy, the Don, that's what I'm gonna call him. The Don, yo. He is chilling on tropical fucking island, yo, surrounded by bitches. Surrounded by chicks. And this dude was like, look, I want you to just pretty much just slay this dude. Get rid of the SAD, all that shit. Slay this dude. Period. Meanwhile, Sanji, he's being cheered on by the goddamn G5, and he don't want to hear that. He don't want to hear them. Only one he wants to hear is us all. And I feel you, son. That's the reason why you came back. You don't want to hear all that bullshit. You want to hear that. I feel you, son. I fucking feel you. So as we still see the Don, yo, your boy Doflamingo, like he's sitting there still talking to goddamn Virgo and shit, and out of nowhere, this fucking maid chick just comes with a goddamn bazooka and blasts his ass, and he doesn't even budge. Like it ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? And the whole time she just has like this strange shit, like this goddamn fucking grudge against your boy Doflamingo, yo, just started like shooting him and shit, and all of a sudden one of his boys ends up shooting her down and shit. Like, what the fuck was that shit all about right there? She talking about, what the fuck was going on, son? But goddamn your boy the Don, son, he was talking to fucking Virgo. He was like, look, I would goddamn put Caesar 6 feet under, but I can't do that. He's the only dude that can make the SAD. And if I do that, if I do put him 6 feet under, that's bad for me. That's bad for me. So you know what I want you to do, Virgo? I want you to make Law into the piece of dog shit that I see him as. I want you to destroy this dude so fucking ferociously and mercilessly that I want you to make him believe that it was a curse for him to be born in this new world, son. That man, the Don, is serious when he sends out a message, and you can tell by Hamburger Helper's fucking face as he was prancing his way to the SAD manufacturing fucking facility that he knew that them orders were fucking serious. Holy shit, he had no spoons, nothing attached to him, nothing but strictly business. Let's go. So back with Nami, Zoro, and goddamn Brownbeard, everybody, they're still running and shit, running and gunning, and goddamn, that goddamn dragon is laying fucking flames to everything, and they're trying to fucking deal with it and shit, and they're like, you know what, it could blow up one of the canisters and make a hole in the wall, and next thing you know, Shinokuni, you know what I'm saying, come in again, or the space could blow up and all this shit. Man, that fucking dragon was getting on my damn nerves. So they knew they had to go into action, son. Nami hits him with that thunder trap. Usopp hits him with that green star. And then my girl Robin, hold, son! It is what it is. And then you know what's about to happen now. The dragon is fucking falling and shit. And here comes the goddamn flames. Got the Kinemato's book to get behind him, yo. Then he slices through that fucking fire because his sword can slice through fire and shit. It's like, he slices through that shit, and then your boy, son, your boy Brook, yo, him and Kinemon sitting up there like it ain't nothing, and they both put in work on that ass. But for some reason, it seemed like Kinemon got a little something extra with the dragon or something, yo, because he's like going at it a little bit too hard, even after it's getting fucking down for the count and all that shit. I don't know what the fuck's going on there, right? And then all of a sudden, goddamn, they look up at the scaffold and shit. They look up, and it's goddamn fucking Chopper in fucking beast animal mode and shit, right? And Zoro's like, what the fuck is he doing? And then now, we have to get checked out at the examination room, and one of the kids is worried about another kid that went missing. He said, yeah, he was talking to one of the Caesar's guards, and it was like, yeah, he went to the secret room, and he turned into a dragon. And I was like, ah, shit. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, she's saying basically curious because she hasn't seen him or nothing like that and wondering where he's at and all this shit. I'm like, okay, here we go. This must be your boy Momonosuke. Let's go. Meanwhile, with Luffy and Monet, they're going at it and shit, right? And goddamn Monet engulfs goddamn Luffy in this 10-layer like globe of ice and shit. And it's cold as fuck. And Monet comes up on Luffy, hugging him with them big ass titties, yo. And then just getting them like cold and weak as shit, like getting colder and colder by every second because he's like a goddamn snow woman and shit, like a winter woman, and yo, getting them weak as fuck, like oh shit, getting cold as hell, and then he hits him with that jet stomp, yo, like yo, he breaks the goddamn ground beneath him, then he ends up falling all the way through goddamn these pipes and shit down to like this garbage area and everything, right? And then meanwhile with Chopper, like he's trying to hold off the kids because the kids are trying to rush for the biscuit room still, but he's not trying to fight back and everything. So he's trying to like just kind of keep them back and shit and everything. And then the goddamn rumble ball fucking that he took to become beast mode actually wears off and shit. And then the kids end up running past them, and Nami and everybody actually end up scooping him up and continuing. And Chopper actually explains that one of the kids is actually sane now. The chick, Mocha, that was actually previously trying to get out from the door earlier and shit. That was like hallucinating and shit. And he said like, yeah, she sent her there ahead of him to like protect the candy and everything so that the kids, you know what I'm saying, won't get it. Robin tries to put hands on him to try to slow him down. You know what I'm saying? But that don't do no good, man. And goddamn, they get to the biscuit room, and there's goddamn Mocha, yo. There's Mocha. Hold on to the candy, trying to go ahead and hold it down. You know what I'm saying? And then here comes Monet through a different door, coming in. It's like, oh shit. Also the SAD room and shit. And then here comes Virgo coming in and shitting on this dude's fucking parade, yo. I was like, damn, son. What? This man Virgo about to put in work. And your boy Doflamingo is very confident about that. Man, Law tries to, he goes ahead, goddamn Virgo goes ahead and squeezes the fuck out of his goddamn heart, because Virgo got that goddamn Law heart. He squeezes the fuck out of that shit. Like, yeah, bitch, what's really good, yeah. And then Law actually ends up potentially getting his heart back for a split second, but then this boy Virgo ends up fucking elbowing his ass like, dude, yo, right over the fucking rail, just like, oh, shit. But your boy Law won't out. He hit him with that counter shock, yo. Yo, that electrifying shit, son. I was like, damn, yo. Virgo done did in by that, son. Man, he was sitting there like this, like, he ended up bleeding from the nose from that shit, but he acted like that shit didn't faze him. I was like, yo, this dude's a monster, son. How you get hit by something like that? And then just like, get a nosebleed. Fuck. Then your boy Law was like, I miscalculated Virgo. I miscalculated your bitch ass. It would have been cool if I didn't miscalculate your ass. Yo, Virgo squeezed that heart once again hard as shit, son. Like a snake on his goddamn prey, yo. Just fucking hard as shit. At that point, Law was out of it. He was like, oh, damn. And then who comes up? Your boy Sir Smokes a Lot, aka Spliff Star, better known as Smoker, son. He's like, you know what? I'm ready to put in work. And he's like, you know what? Let's get this over with quick. I don't like looking at trash that long. Pirate, Virgo, let's go! Get hype! Smoker's like, I don't want to have to tell my men that you're a traitor. You are like a father to them. You know what I'm saying? Your betrayal is unforgivable. And Virgo's like, you're not gonna have to, bitch. I already put work in on your men. Yo, your boy Smoker, serious now, yo, he pissed. He comes out with that sword like, bang, yo, but your boy Virgo blocked that shit with his pole, son. He got like this bamboo stick, and this man go ahead and turn into steel on that instant, like, goddamn, yo, what the fuck? And then Virgo retaliates, yo, using that goddamn stick like a goddamn gun, son. Just like shooting goddamn bullets from his mouth and shit at goddamn Smoker. But Smoker is fucking dodging that shit, yo. Comes up on him, swipes him with his fucking blade. But your boy Virgo get Matrix on that shit and dodge that shit. And then he tries to kick Smoker, right? But then Smoker dodges that shit, comes up around him. And then, yeah, haymaker! He's like, don't you touch my subordinates, bitch! That's what I'm talking about, yo! That's what's really good! Now, meanwhile, back with Sanji, G5, and Tashigi, of course, they're still making their way, and of course, my boy, the #1 stunner, Sanji, he's going ahead still burning his pimp game on Tashigi, right? And they get to the area that Nami and everybody else were before, where everything's on fire and shit, and when they get there, next thing you know, boom! Yo, just a big ass goddamn explosion. Next thing you know, here comes goddamn Shinokuni coming through the wall, and now these motherfuckers are going crazy. Sanji pretty much keeps telling them to push on, tells Tashigi to push on. He looks like he's like ended up going towards Shinokuni and shit, trying to get everybody to hurry up and shit, be in that morale. Goddamn Caesar's up in Dr. fucking Vegapunk's old control lab and shit. He's like, I don't really enjoy being here. But he's there because he pretty much had to, because he's a bitch made faggot, right? But he's up there and shit. He sees what's going on. He ends up closing off fucking building C and D, pretty much trying to flood everybody to R, to that gate in R66, pretty much to go ahead and try to trap everybody with Shinokuni when they get there. And at this point, we actually get to check out Luffy, right? And Luffy's down in this goddamn garbage area and shit, this crazy area and everything. And he ends up running into Momonosuke, and it's a goddamn dragon, and Luffy's thinking that it's food and shit. He's like, goddamn, you know what I'm saying? I'm a grub on this nigga. And Momo's like, look, I ain't food, man. I ain't tasty. You know what I'm saying? So pretty much this is when we actually find out about Momonosuke, how he actually got there and stuff. And all I gotta pretty much say is, like, you know, like father, like son. You know, he's pretty much rejecting all the food and everything. He's all honorable and everything, you know, all that shit. And it's crazy because the reason why he's in the form of a dragon is because he actually, when he got there, when he was trying to escape, since he was rejecting everybody trying to give him food all the time, he ran across like one of these failed devil fruits that are from Vegapunks and shit, and it actually turned him into a goddamn dragon, and which was ridiculous that actually like played out like that. You rejecting all this shit just to do this, and now you turn into a dragon. But I got a feeling something's gonna turn out because of that. You know what I'm saying? Something beastly in the future. But anyways. And then Momo actually tells Luffy pretty much like more details about Caesar and how Caesar pretty much sees it that like he's gonna need even more kids because he sees the kids as a sacrifice for like his experiments and shit. And Caesar is pretty much the person that the type of person that Luffy hates the most. You know what I'm saying? And right now Luffy is extremely pissed and this dude wants to get the fuck out of here. Plain and simple. So as they're trying to actually get up out of this bitch, goddamn Momo, he starts fucking seeing shit and hearing shit and everything. And then out of nowhere, he starts fucking like walking on these goddamn clouds and shit. And Luffy hangs on like, oh yeah, hell yeah. He's like, shit, you can fly and all this shit. And he's like walking up these clouds and shit on the way, going all the way up towards, you know, the possible exit. Usopp, Kinemon, and Brook are actually out looking for like the Sea Stone Cubs. Of course, Kinemon is still looking for his son Momonosuke and everything. And in the biscuit room, the kids are still trying to get at the goddamn candy and shit, right? And fucking Robin ends up trying to help out and everything, trying to keep the kids away from the candy. Next thing you know, Monet goes ahead and fucking stabs Robin and shit. And I'm like, yo, if it won't for them titties, or if it won't for that, I'd be real pissed right now. I was pissed, but I won't enrage at that point. And at this point, the same girl, Mocha, I'm calling Mocha. She got the candy and shit, and she's running out of the room. You know what I'm saying? And Zoro's like, look, Nami, all y'all, go handle the kids. I'll stay back and handle Monet. I'll handle this chick. I got this. You know what I'm saying? And as they're leaving and shit, Monet's like, oh hell no, you ain't going nowhere. So she tries to go after fucking goddamn Nami with these blades, yo. And then goddamn Zoro coming the block like, hey, son. Like, hell no, this me and you right now. Then Nami hit her with that goddamn heat bubble shit, fucking melt her shit up like, oh damn. And then goddamn fucking Monet goes into the goddamn snow and shit. And Zoro at this point, he's pissed. He's like, shit, she ain't fighting. Goddamn Monet puts up a fucking snow wall in front of the exit so that they can't leave and shit. Nami is still holding Chopper because like he's too weak, he can't move and everything. She fucking guards him from an incoming attack from goddamn Monet. And then Monet's actually about to bite this motherfucker, yo. About to bite her and shit. But you go Robin, get fucking beast mode, son. Goddamn crouching tiger, hidden dragon. Goddamn Denmark to the fucking face, yo, just splitting her shit in half, son. God damn, yo. Then she ends up putting her shit all back together. Zoro ends up slicing up that goddamn snow wall so they can go ahead and handle business. And now it's one-on-one beastliness, you know what I'm saying? Monet versus Zoro, and they're going at it and shit. And then Monet gradually starts getting confident that she could beat Zoro because she has some instinctive thing that she's thinking about Zoro right now. Meanwhile, in the other side of the biscuit room and shit, they start hearing the G5 and everything. And here comes goddamn Sanji leading these motherfuckers, talking about some charge! And he's got the fucking G5 right behind him. And Zoro's like, what the fuck? Why are you in charge with them? And then goddamn amidst all this mayhem, Sanji fucking is like, when he gets the old G5 of them to joke Zoro as they're running by. Fucking awesome, man. I was so fucking weak with that shit. And Zoro was like, you know what? I hope they slip, hit their heads, and fucking die. I was done after that shit, yo. And then everybody stops in their tracks when they see Monet. You know what I'm saying? And they bewitched by her beauty. And like, wow, she has a bewitching beauty. Like, she's hot as shit. You know what I'm saying? And they're like, god damn, because she's a harpy and all this shit. Like, what the fuck's going on here? You know what I'm saying? Then out of nowhere, goddamn Monet turned into that goddamn snow monster creature. Fucking bite off the goddamn shoulder of this one dude, son. Gets shot at by another motherfucker, yo. And then Tashigi comes in like a beast and slashes at her like a monster, son. And Tashigi standing there looking bad as shit. And at this point, right, the goddamn G5 soldiers go ahead and put up a barricade on the other doors so that goddamn Shinokuni can't get in, right? And then Tashigi's pretty much telling the G5, go ahead and help the other Straw Hats help out the children. Go help out the children and shit. They're like, you sure, Madam Commander, you sure about that? She's like, yeah. I got this. I'm gonna stay here. We're gonna handle this, right? So they end up leaving, okay? So now it's Monet versus Tashigi and Zoro. I was like, okay, this is overkill. But at the same time, as they're running, the G5 is running, I was like, that's what I'm talking about, yo! Because Sanji pretty much answered the question for him. They were like, yo, is Tashigi gonna be alright being there? You know what I'm saying? With fighting that lady and all this stuff. And Sanji was like, look, the guy that she's with, that's my crewmate right there. That's Roanoa Zoro, son. That's the boy that got the sword by his gums, baby. That's that man that let it loose whenever he needs to. Trust me, I give him the acknowledgement and the respect. Ain't nothing happening to her under his watch. I was like, okay, that's what I'm talking about, son. They always up in each other's grills. Him and goddamn Zoro always bickering back and forth. You know what I'm saying? Joking each other, whatever, all that shit. But when it comes down to it, they know that without a doubt they can rely on each other to handle goddamn business. You know what I'm saying? Why else would Sanji leave? He wouldn't leave a chick like that under normal circumstances. He wouldn't. Just say. But let's go. And then, goddamn, of course, Sanji goes ahead and shows his true inner colors. Talking about, he wants to go ahead and save the kids to be praised by Nami and Robin Swan and goddamn Tashigi and shit. But anyways, back in the biscuit room, Zoro's like, what you doing, Tashigi? Get out of here. You know what I'm saying? I got this. Then she's like, I'm free to stay. And he's like, you're in my way. Then she's like, well, you're free to think that. You know what I'm saying? I thought that fucking exchange of words was priceless. I was like, okay. And Zoro's like, you know what? You won't be able to cut her. You know what I'm saying? And then Tashigi actually starts recollecting about their previous engagement from before, about how Zoro thinks how she thinks that Zoro looks down on females because they think they're weak and all this stuff and everything. And that's why she stayed there, because she figured that Zoro couldn't get the job done because he was fighting a woman and shit. And Zoro's like, what the fuck? He was like, you know what, alright, I'm chilling. So this dude goes ahead and sits down next to the door and shit, right? And she's like, what are you so relaxed for? He's like, look, as long as I guard this door, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? But it's funny because even Monet was thinking the same thing. That's why she was starting to get a little confident. You know what I'm saying? It was making sense right there and everything. Because even Monet was like, you know what? It seems like Zoro ain't gonna try to go in on me because I'm a woman. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, it is what it is. Next thing you know, Snow Glow, bitch! You know what I'm saying? She comes got into Tashigi trying to attack her and shit. She fucking blocks that shit, yo. And then goddamn Monet fast as hell, son. Tries to fucking kick her. Fucking kick Tashigi. She blocks that shit like Matumbo in the paint. She ends up being fucking tumbled back and shit and everything. But she gets up fast as hell and tries to fucking slash that goddamn Monet. But she fucking just flies up in the air like a boss. And now Monet is dropping goddamn snow rabbit bombs on her, son. But Tashigi go ahead and escape that shit. And then Monet just surrounded with this big ass goddamn blizzard, hard to see and shit. Next thing you know, goddamn Monet just comes up on her and bites her in the goddamn shoulder and shit. And Tashigi remembers what happened to her goddamn subordinate and everything, how her fucking, his arm got taken off and all that shit. So she fucking holds on to goddamn Monet hard as shit. That excruciating pain, son. Just like, I ain't gonna let go. I ain't gonna let go. You know what I'm saying? And then out of nowhere, here comes Zoro! That's right, son! That is right! Your boy come into action. Hit that suck like, oh shit, yo! This man is ready to go. He knows what the deal is now. He's about to engage. All of a sudden, everything stands still. Monet knows that something real is about to go down. This man is just standing there like a fucking monster. This dude slashed at her and she was like, oh shit. That shit was meant to hurt me, son. And then he was like, he's standing like a monster. He was like, have you ever met a wild animal that you could guarantee would never bite someone? Fucking gangster, yo! I was like, what, son? What, yo? She was shook. She couldn't do nothing. She was so shook she couldn't move. She couldn't move. Her titties couldn't even jiggle at that point. Nothing could move. Then he dashes at her, and she's like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, he's gonna cut me, he's gonna cut me, he's gonna cut me. My boy Zoro, one sword stab. Yo, cuts this bitch in half. No, he didn't cut her, he destroyed her, son. Lay down or stay down, son. And then he's just looking at him, he's looking at both of them like, did that satisfy both of you two bitches? Yo, you know what I'm saying? Just swagger unlimited. And at this point, Tashigi is flabbergasted, like, oh my god. And it turns out that Monet is still alive. And she's like, hold on, he didn't use haki when he did that shit? So it basically didn't phase her. But the thing is, what's crazy about it, the reason why she's still even more flabbergasted, because his power is so overwhelming, to the point that Monet can't even put her fucking body back together. She is so fucking mind-fucked and so shook that she can't put her body back together correctly, son. She can't do it. And she's like, oh my god. She witnessed right then that you could defeat somebody just through straight punking they bitch ass down like that, through straight intimidation and fear. They're like, damn, I never seen somebody get destroyed like that. Like, oh my god, what the fuck? Like, holy shit, man, that shit was crazy, son, fucking crazy. And then Monet comes up behind Zoro looking crazy as shit, trying to stop him. And then Tashigi hit him with that cutting rain, yo, putting in work on Monet, and she is done. Out for the count. Right there. You know what I'm saying? Then Zoro's like, you know what? He pretty much gave the credit to Tashigi for taking her out. She's like, oh, you just gonna give me the credit? You know what I'm saying? They're going back and forth at it and stuff. And then Tashigi, she actually ends up, falling out a little bit, going unconscious or whatever, and then he ends up actually picking her up and exiting out of the room. So as they're exiting out of the room, goddamn Shinokuni's coming in and everything, man, and goddamn fucking Tashigi actually wakes up on goddamn Zoro's back, and then she's like, let me down, this is embarrassing and all this shit, and Zoro's like, shit, I ain't got time, you know what I'm saying, I'm still holding you, fuck that shit. But meanwhile, with fucking Chopper and Nami and Robin and everybody still chasing after the kids, and Mocha is still ahead of the kids with the candy and everything. They're trying to stop the kids and everything. Robin's trying to do her best on everything. Everybody's trying to do their best to stop them. Next thing you know, man, out of pure desperation of them actually catching up to Mocha, and she's got that candy in her, man. She got that candy on her. She goes ahead and takes down that whole thing, yo. And all these kids like, come on, you're being selfish. Give it back, give it back. And these kids are still pissed off at her, son. She put that whole thing in her mouth, yo, and she was choking on that shit, son. I was like, wow, yo. And she started coughing up blood and shit, just looking painful as shit on the ground. I was like, damn, son. This shit went hard as fuck right there, yo. And Chopper is getting grizzly on them kids. Like, man, I wanted him to say something so much different. I wanted him to be like, you know what, fuck you motherfuckers. Fuck you fucking overgrown, punk-made, bitch-made, fucking gargantuan King Kong faggots. Fuck all of you. You know what I'm saying? All you think about is that goddamn candy. Candy, 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 candy. Can't you tell when something ain't good for you? She running away from you with this shit. She was down with you with this candy before. Obviously something done changed. But you so mind-fucked with that goddamn candy, you can't see the goddamn light at the end of the fucking tunnel. You a bitch. Plain and simple. Just end it right there. But anyways, Chopper said something else. He was still pissed. He was still pissed. You know, pretty much telling him like, look, this is what happens. This is what you've been taking. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gotta wake up and shit. Next thing you know, here comes goddamn G5 and everybody. They start helping out the kids, giving them a goddamn sedative that Chopper actually gives out so they can hold down the kids and actually hook them up with that. And then Chopper is going crazy. Everybody's like, okay, we gotta get the fuck up out of here. So Chopper's like, no, we gotta go to examination room first, yada yada yada. So everybody's leaving except for Chopper and a few G5 cats. They go to a close examination room to try to help out Mocha as much as they can to get out the drug, whatever they can on the spot. And then they actually ends up trying to leave as well. And it's crazy too because Mocha was talking to Chopper like, look, I did it. I told you I wasn't gonna give it to him. I did all that I could. Now they can go back to their parents and all this shit. Fucking man tears, yo. I was like, come on, son, you serious right there? That's that shit right there, son. You know what I'm saying? Like, go hard, yo. Anyways, man, goddamn Luffy and fucking Momo, they end up getting up out of the goddamn fucking garbage, fucking waste shit, man, and they headed towards goddamn building art towards Caesar and shit. And then we actually see Brownbeard actually get to building art to the gate, fucking the gate, fucking R66 and shit. And goddamn, the way that it is that they're here and Caesar is right above them in this secret goddamn chamber above him with his men. And Brownbeard, he's sitting there, he knows that they can hear him. He's talking to his men like, look, he's trying to kill us all. He thinks that we're this and that, useless and all this shit. Next thing you know, fucking Caesar and his men go down there and shit. And Caesar makes this kind of ploy, kind of getting Brownbeard to go ahead and say certain things without everybody else letting them know what he's saying, getting Brownbeard all pissed and shit. And next thing you know, they got fucking Brownbeard's own men against them and shit. Caesar's trying to act all innocent, like, shit, it ain't me, like, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? And then they end up putting in work on Brownbeard, and right when that happens, yo, guess who arrives, son? Scar! Your boy, no! Gas! Right before Caesar about to use that gas net, son. Elephant gun! Huge! It's a manly entrance standing in front of Brownbeard on the ground. It's like, bang! Yo! Ready to put in work. And then this is when Caesar fucking talked to him about the island and everything, and about how he's being guarded by Doflamingo and all this shit, and all this. He's like, oh, just try to capture me. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you can't fucking touch me, because he thinks he's fucking untouchable because of all this shit that's going on with the island, how it's being guarded by a whole lot of these big wigs and everything and shit. And he also talks to Luffy about how one of the fucking four emperors has like this goddamn devil fruit army and shit of several like 100 soldiers and shit like that. And it's like, god damn, like what the fuck, this dude's going in right now, you know what I'm saying? And he's like, you can't touch me, you know what I'm saying? Just try capturing me, you can't touch me, son. But goddamn Luffy puts in work on him, yo. Armament hockey to death, son. That man goddamn Caesar didn't know what him, but he sure enough felt that fucking wall that he ran into. He felt that shit get fucking shit on. Don't you know by now, Luffy don't give a fuck? Luffy puts in work. He starts fights. It is what it is. Don't need no reasoning, no bargain agreement. You step in his path, you got something to talk about, Fuck that shit. I'ma hit you with that armament. Plain simple. Straight to the goddamn sternum. Let's go. And then Caesar gets up still talking cash shit. Doflamingo got my back. He's a trigger of dark evil. Blah, 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 blah. And Luffy is just staring him hard as shit with his fucking destroyed ass face, son. Just hard as fuck. He's like, you know what? Give me another opening, son, and I'ma jet pistol your ass one more again. And then goddamn Caesar tries to hit Luffy with this gas burner shit straight out of his fucking mouth, yo. But Luffy dodges that shit, comes straight at him. And Caesar's talking about, oh, still talking that cash shit. But, oh, no one here can fucking fuck with Virgo and all this shit. And then fucking Luffy just puts in work on him again once again, son. Get fucking shitted on, yo. Get fucking shitted on. And then meanwhile, Smoker and Virgo are still going at it hard as shit in the SAD spot, man. They still going hard at it, man. And then goddamn Smoker, he's getting to the point, he's like, you know what? I don't think I can deal this dude in like that. You know, he realized that he do need kind of law to back him up right there. So he ends up actually using a lot of his smoke and shit to kind of like use that as a deterrent to kind of fuck with goddamn Virgo's mind and shit. And he ends up stealing goddamn Law's heart from Virgo and giving it to Law on the slide, right? But Virgo ends up putting goddamn Smoker down. And by the way, the fight in anime was dope. It was hot, definitely. And then goddamn Law gets back up and he's got his heart and shit and he puts it back in him, and then Virgo's like, oh shit, so that's what you were doing, smoke? Sir smokes a lot, split star. So he ends up doing that and Law's talking shit now. You know what I'm saying? He was like, now is the end. We end this now. I was like, what? What? Okay. And then Law knows that Doflamingo is listening. He knows that Joker is listening on the Den, right? He was like, you hear that? You hear that? You about to lose your favorite and most precious subordinate right now, son. You about to lose that motherfucking Donkey Hote. You about to lose that shit, son. And then you can hear fucking Joker talking through the den, yo. He's like, like, don't you remember what happened last time, Law, when you pissed off Virgo? Don't you remember what happened, son? Don't you remember that shit? Don't you remember that shit, son? Yo, this motherfucker Virgo, yo. I mean, straight hockeyed up, son. Just like steel, completely. Fucking Mr. Universe, Iron Man, in the most fucking courageous, fucking supernatural, legendary galactic hero form, son. Just beast, yo. I was like, yo, Law, I don't know about this. This motherfucker might be talking some real sense right now. You might be a little bit out of your league with this shit right now. Yo, see, come at each other, son. Yo, this man Law slices this dude. And when he slices this dude, he slices the whole fucking goddamn island in half, son. What? How you do some shit like that? Fucking nasty, son. I wasn't expecting that shit. I was expecting the goddamn like battle right there. This shit went boom, boom, done. This motherfucker was split in half like it won't shit. I mean, this dude Virgo was fucking chiseled like the goddamn sculpture of David, son. This motherfucker was Wesley Snipes dark, yo. This nigga was darkness. Like, for real, son. God damn. But that boy Law proved it. He proved that he is the law. He needed no judge. He needed no jury. His motherfucking law is strict as fuck, and his goddamn reign of supreme and of jurisdiction is wherever he sees fit. And he saw it fit that Virgo was guilty of being a bitch ass motherfucker and got shitted on. Plain and simple. Let's go. Anyways, motherfucking goddamn, the whole shit split in half. The room, the goddamn roof is like hovering up and shit, fucking smoke coming in and shit, and everything's going crazy. And at this point, your boy Doflamingo ain't laughing no more. Hell no, he ain't laughing no more, son. He can't laugh. His fucking ideals have been shitted on. He can't laugh no more, son. It just is what it is. And then goddamn fucking Virgo ends up trying to come at him again. But your boy Law ends up cutting this motherfucker into pieces, yo. Like it ain't shit. They're like, look, we are the new generation. This is the new world. We are the new era, son. But now, guys, what's coming next? I'm actually going to go ahead and just play it from my fucking episode impression straight off because I'm not going to reenact that. I'm just going to go ahead and play that. Woo! That boy lost something serious. I heard that right. Man, how you go ahead and cut somebody's head in half, son? This man Virgo was talking too much. You got to shut the fuck up. I mean, this man just cut the whole island in half. Jesus so power hungry, he shitted on his goddamn people and didn't even realize it. Talking about some, hey, open the vents now. Let's get him. And every single one of his subordinates is just completely mindfucked, like, But then one of these idiots is like, you know what? Master's trying to fool the enemies. He's gonna look frown upon us if we don't do what he says. He opens up the damn air vents. All of a sudden, here comes Shinokuni, binding with Caesar, land of death. Here comes your death. Straight dumbasses. But my boy Luffy see this, looking at it with such a fierce gaze. Luffy jets out real quick, out of the room, into the hallway. Usopp is up in the control panel room, giving such a beastly speech. And this whole time, Luffy is preparing something so extraordinary, something so extravagant, something so monumental, something that'll straight cave his fucking chest in. Let's go! He dual wheels third gear, son. Hit up that armament hockey. Got them elephant guns ready to go. He comes up and sees his face like, what's good, bitch? And then he proceeds to Grizzly Magnum his fucking face in. Game, set, match. But alright, guys, I mean, I'm pretty much gonna end this arc impression right there, and the reason is because I'm already doing the rest of that through the episode impressions. And like I told you guys before, I do my impressions the same way that I do my arc reviews. They're just as entertaining and hype and all that stuff. So, you know, that's pretty much it right there, guys. For this arc as a whole, guys, I did enjoy it a lot. I can't say that it's one of my favorites or anything. I do think it was a very good arc. There are certain things about it that that I wish were a little bit different. Like, there was a lot of, like, running. Like, the Straw Hats were constantly running in this arc, like, continuously, like, all the time. But, you know, I guess, you know, at the end of the day, you know, different things have to happen in the series, and, you know, it's just one of them, I guess, you know. And like I said, it's kind of, this arc blended a lot of different things together, like a race against time, and of course, like the evil scientist and all that stuff. There was a lot of different elements that I've picked up through, like, media in past history that I could find in this arc, definitely as a whole. But it was definitely entertaining. I enjoyed it. I do want to say this. I think people, and I'm going to say this again, I said this at the end of Fishman Island 1, I believe that people exaggerate the entire difference between the manga and the anime a lot. That's just my personal opinion. I think people exaggerate it a lot. They're like, oh, the manga is so much better. I don't see that. There are certain key scenes, yes, they are more direct and to the point and kind of show the dominance of a character over the villain, such as when Luffy put in work on Caesar. It wasn't like, in the anime it was more of a struggle, but in the manga it was like, okay, boom, you know what I'm saying, Grizzly Magnum, you're done, you know what I'm saying, and that was it. So I do understand it from that standpoint, but from an entire entertainment value, I believe that the anime just kind of does it better in a sense with the music and the build up of the emotional things and stuff like that. And sometimes, a lot of times, it respects the comedy, especially the point when they all got mixed up and Sanji was just constantly like looking at goddamn Nami's breast and shit as they were all talking because they were doing a head count. And Nami was okay, Frankie, Chopper, okay, Usopp, you know, all this shit. And then Sanji just like, like, you don't see that in the manga, you know what I'm saying? You only see that in the anime because they put that there. But it's just something that I enjoy from it, and it's one of the things about One Piece that I like a lot, that I like about the crew. Is like, even amongst all this shit that's happening, you always find the humor in certain characters sometimes, and it's just a joy to watch, without a doubt. But anyways, guys, you know what it is. And like I said, guys, if you want to go ahead and check out the rest of the impressions in the most get hype style, I will leave the annotation for the episode that you need to watch right here somewhere, so that you can go ahead and check that out from then on. And as well, don't forget to check out the One Piece reviews twice a week on this channel. You know, the episode reviews and the manga chapter reviews in the most entertaining, get hype, let's go style there is, you know what I'm saying, as well as other animes that are on and popping at the times, such as Kuroko no Basket, Hajime no Ippo, Kill la Kill, and pretty soon here, Hunter x Hunter, guys. So yeah, we're gonna be getting into it. But alright, guys, I want to thank everybody for watching. These arc impression videos are always so like difficult and strenuous to do, without a doubt. So guys, remember to please rate, comment, and subscribe if you're a new viewer, without a doubt. Definitely, because it shows that you guys appreciate what I'm doing, and it shows that what I'm doing is the right thing to do, okay? And it makes me want to do what I do. But anyways, guys, like always, gotta love me some One Piece, man. And this arc was definitely the essence of that which is great. This is One Piece. Let's go. Peace out. Yes! Fucking